Everybody, hello and welcome. Can you hear us? Because that might have been a bit of a disaster.
Yeah,
hopefully
the technology is working. You can actually hear us and see us. I think you can.
Yeah, we're getting some high fives.
This song brings me joy.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right, we're good.
I'll get rid of this guitar.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome to the Grimm Reading 5-year Grimmversary live event.
Yeah, it's 5 years to the day since we released our first ever episode, and we've decided to mark the occasion with a bit of an event.
But that isn't all we're celebrating. We're also celebrating the fact that we've just finished Volume 1 of Kinder and Hausmarken and Series 5. So...
party popper time.
Party popper time.
It's party popper time.
You ready to do it?
Yeah.
These going to be disappointing.
Okay. Oh, God.
3, 2, 1, go. Hey! That was actually pretty good.
That was good.
Are you going straight in with another one?
I'm having another one, Adam.
Let's do it.
I can't resist.
Party time.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that is exciting. We've also got some Prosecco, I believe.
We do. Shall I crack that open?
Please do.
While you tell us what's coming up.
I'll explain what the plan is tonight. Okay, so if anyone's listening to this in the future, because we're going to hopefully release this as a podcast, we are now live on YouTube, broadcasting from one of the wings of Castle Grimm, Adam's castle this time. We're going to be here for, depending on what happens, we've no idea, it could be like 40 minutes, it could be 3 hours. So we're going to try and keep it as tight as possible.
Yeah.
But we've got a jam-packed agenda. So what's going to happen is we're going to start tonight with a Q&A via the YouTube chat, which you can see everyone's already getting stuck into. And after that, Adam will then share some statistics. Is that the plan?
Yeah, a few stats, a few fun stats.
Got a few 5-year stats. I'm nervous.
Are you ready to?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
This is really tense.
So much tension.
This could end up badly.
It's going to be fine.
Oh my!
It's going to be.
This
Hey, there we go.
Oh, happy 5 years, man.
Happy 5 years.
So anyway, where was I? Yes, the plan is YouTube comment chat, followed by some stats from Adam about 5 years of the podcast. We're then going to have a short 10-minute intermission to give everyone a break, but you might want to stick around for that because we've got some good things planned in there as well. Then, after the intermission, there's an open invitation to have a face-to-face chat with both of us via Zoom.
Yes.
So, well, we'll explain that later. I don't want to confuse things now, but essentially there's going to be the opportunity to have a chat with us. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see both of us, as in us here and then whoever's on Zoom as well. But we'll explain how that works in a bit. And then finally, after that, we're going to have a live story read of an erased Brothers Grimm story, which you get to choose via a poll that we're going to be dropping in the chat. And then I'm going to read whichever story wins the poll.
Yep. Excited about that, actually.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm nervous
You know,
about that.
it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
And finally, we're going to round things off with a few shout-outs. And then a final little treat at the end. It's very busy.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. Well, cheers, Matt.
Cheers. That's
I mean,
a very full glass.
There's no messing about here at Castle Grim. This is how we do it. Cheers to everyone watching from wherever you're watching in the world.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for listening. And thanks for all your support.
Yeah. To 5 years of the podcast.
That's needed. This is terrifying, by the way. We've never done anything like this before.
This is brand new, so it's kind of scary.
Prosecco was highly needed.
It really was.
But anyway, it's time for some questions. I think we've got a question in advance from a patron who we don't think was able to join us today. Who sent us a question they wanted answered.
Yeah. So Owen Kerr is from Australia, and that elephant in the room. This isn't the best timing for people in that part of the world. So I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning where he is, so he may not be here.
I mean, Owen, if you are here,
just drop something in the chat.
In the comment, you'll be a hero.
Absolute hero.
But anyway, just to kick things off, what's Owen's question? I'm looking for Owen's question. So yeah, Owen said, which story from the Brothers Grimm do you think should be famous that isn't? For me, it's Clever Gretel. After the whole of Volume 1, I think that's the story that stuck with me the most, and also was my favourite episode of the pod. So, Adam, which story from the Brothers Grimm isn't famous that you think should be famous?
Yeah, so this is a really good question, because it's not just what's your favourite story.
Yeah.
It's you've got to pick one that isn't famous, but that you think could be up there with Hansel and Gretel, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty and stuff. There's lots to choose from.
Yeah.
Have you got an idea in mind? I've had a thought.
Jot down some notes.
Oh, okay, I did not jot down notes.
Okay.
That's very typical for both of us.
Very typical.
Familiar territory. But I was thinking, might feel like an obvious choice, or maybe it's not an obvious choice, but I would say the juniper tree. Because I remember at the time we were quite hyped for that, because I think several listeners have mentioned it several times.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Ooh, what is this story all about?" It was quite hyped up, and it absolutely lived up to the hype. You know, I love a mad one, and
We all know you love a mad.
got to drop in the catchphrase. But genuinely, I do.
No, I think you're right.
It's a totally mad one. There's so much to it. There's so much going on. Yeah, that would be my choice.
I think you're going to get a lot of love for that in the comments.
Yeah.
That is a good choice. I was thinking of putting that down and I didn't. The ones that first jumped out to me as ones that could be famous that aren't. Weirdly, the first one that popped into my head was Godfather Death.
No, I know this is a personal favourite of yours.
You know, I love death. I've written 3 words here, Adam. Haunting, powerful, vivid. I think that kind of sums it up for me.
Yep. Check.
Devil, the 3 Golden Hairs was another one. I couldn't really whittle this down. Owen.
Yeah, Matt, you're cheating a little bit.
I've written 4. Just absolutely epic adventure.
Yeah.
And Mother Hole, I've written as well.
Ooh, good choice.
Great seasonal story. It's got all the ingredients of a classic fairy tale. And it is already well known in Germany. I think that's the thing. Like, some of these stories are well known outside of the English-speaking world that aren't in the English-speaking world.
So does that not count in a way?
Wow. I don't know. Big question. And finally, The Fisherman and His Wife, I put, because it's an amazing story. The only caveat being it's not very Grimm-like. I think we commented at the time.
Yeah.
It feels a bit different.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, obviously, the story of the youth.
Yeah. See, that's the most obvious choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a great story.
Right, well there you go, Owen. Done you a favour there. Right, now we're going to dive into the comments. So, how is everyone? Where is everyone tuning in from? Joining us from?
In the world. Where are you?
Let us know where you are.
The chat is just going crazy. There's so much stuff going on here.
What have we got? Scroll back a little bit. Hello from Romania, I see there.
Oh, I don't even see it. Oh, yeah, I see that. I'm sure I saw a cheers from Canada. Yeah, Mia's tuning in from Canada. West Sussex, close to home. West coast of Canada, Somerset, Netherlands, Potsdam, Germany, Michigan, Tucson, Arizona, Godalming. Yeah, Godalming, sorry.
The prairies in Canada, Connecticut. I'm going to have another sip. Adam,
Yeah.
you keep reading the place names while I drink
It's just
alcohol.
amazing where everyone's tuning in
This
from.
is amazing.
Oh, Suda64 is coming from India. I don't even know what time it would be in India right now.
Probably quite late.
Nicole Allen is tuning in from Australia. I'm not sure which part of Australia you're coming in
That's
from,
impressive.
Nicole, but it must be early. Yeah, absolute hero there.
Rio de Janeiro. From Juliana. Hello. Czechia. Finland. Wow. Vancouver. This is amazing.
Incredible.
Milano as well. Ciao.
In India, it's 12 a.m.
Okay, that's okay. And we've got good old Christopher Graham
It's quite late.
tuning in from tuning in from Lewis, just down the road.
Yep. Hi there, Chris.
Amazing, fantastic. Well, does anyone have any questions for us? Stick them in there. I tell you what, we do actually have a few pre-prepared questions. We're very prepared tonight.
Yes.
So stick your questions in there, and we're in the meantime going to play a little kind of game.
Yeah.
I'll get the paper ready, Adam. You explain what's happening. Is it?
Well, shall I just say, I'm sure I saw some answers for people answering Owen's question.
Oh.
So Tori Stories says, Sweetheart Roland or The Girl Without Hands.
So these are ones that should be famous.
Yeah. Actually, that's a really great show. I love both of those. Sweetheart Roland's particular favourite. I love that story.
Yeah. Lucy Hines said the blood sausage and the liver sausage. I literally thought that as well. Strange Feast. That was going to be one of the ones I wrote. Good answers as well.
Oh, another Sweetheart Roland there from Eva. That's great. I'm sure there were more. I probably missed them.
That's all right. There's time, Adam. There's a lot to share tonight. So, okay. While the questions come in, hopefully they're coming in. We are going to play. Is it a game? I guess it's a game.
It is a game.
So this was actually sent from Christopher. He said, I have some fun question activity ideas for your 5-year anniversary livecast. The Newlyweds game, or the Podwives game, as he's called it.
Yeah.
So Mr. and Mrs., I believe.
But yeah, exactly. It goes by many names. But the idea is you have a series of questions that you both answer, and you write down your answers, but then the object of the game is to guess what you think the other person's answer would be. So you're not just...
Yeah.
You've got to... The whole point is you know the other person well.
Well, do you though?
This is what we're, I think, going to find out.
So, I'm going to give Adam a piece of paper.
Yes, thank you.
We're going to ask a question, we're going to write the answers down, and hopefully
Does the pen work?
they match. So, first question is, how did you meet your podwife? Wait, hang on. Do I write what I think it's going to be?
You write down...
What I think the answer is?
Yeah, what you think the answer is.
All right.
I mean, I'm hoping our answer should be the same on this one.
Oh, no.
I've got to write large enough.
Oh, people are going to see my terrible handwriting.
I'm even more worried about that than you are.
Oh, no.
Believe me.
Don't judge us, please.
Have you? Oh, you're writing. Oh, okay. I'm
what I'm doing.
I'm going to write much bigger so people can see it. Oh no, but the writing's just got bad.
So,
It's got really bad.
Patrons who listen to our Q&A that we did for patrons might already know the answer to this. Okay, that's very large. Okay, where did you meet your podwife? Adam, where did you meet? I don't know how I feel about podwife, but anyway.
We're going to run with Podwife.
Go, show me.
No, we don't.
How does it work?
I've got to.
Oh, okay.
I've got to guess what you've written down.
Oh, okay.
But then I'm just going to say what I've written down for this particular question. Secondary school.
Yeah, I wrote day 1 of secondary school.
That was more specific.
Okay.
I wrote secondary school. You didn't even guess, but yeah.
So we went to school together from about the age of
11.
11. Thank you. I should know that.
That's the school system.
Yeah, we were in the same form, we called it.
Which is a bit like, houses from Harry Potter, I guess.
Only very slightly.
Yeah,
Although
vaguely.
They were named after castles in our school.
They were.
But anyway, look.
This is amazing, actually.
digress.
We are digressing.
Let's do the next one. So there's 3 more of these. Okay. What is your podwife's favourite episode?
Now, this is where it gets interesting.
What is Adam's favourite episode? Okay, so I'm going to write down what's your favourite episode.
No. You're going to write down what your favourite episode is. I'm going to write down what my favourite episode is. And then we guess each other's answer.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thanks.
What's Matt's favourite?
I don't
No, wait. I'm right. No, I'm doing it.
You won't know. You won't know. You won't know the answer to this. You won't know the answer to this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Make sure I can't.
So is this episode or story? It's episode.
Yeah.
You're not looking at what I'm writing, are you?
No, but I see.
Are people guessing?
Tori's Stories has put. Okay, don't look at it because that might influence your answer.
No, I'm going to look at it. You can't stop me.
Okay. All right. Adam, what do you think is my favourite episode?
This is really difficult.
Reading.
Favourite episode of Grim Reading?
Not favourite story.
Oh, that is a good point.
Favorite
Oh, that's a really good point. Can I
Okay.
change my answer?
Yeah, you may, if you're quick about it. Okay, all right. Adam's got a bit more time there. Every Christmas episode, Robin Schultz said. That's a good answer. Thank you. I'm glad you like those. I'm always a bit unsure about that. Oh, okay. We're getting some good questions coming in, Adam.
Okay, I changed my answer.
all right,
Okay, what's your
go.
answer then? Your favourite is... I have no idea, man.
You know, you don't. You just don't know.
Godfather Death.
Good guess. but
I know
not
you
quite
love
right.
that one. Can I have another guess?
You may. It's just going to get sad though.
Gambling House.
I mean, that was one of the ones I gave the highest score to.
Okay.
But no, my favourite episode at the moment of the podcast is Snow White.
Really?
Yeah, because
Interesting.
obviously preparing Cinderella, I kind of had a re-listen to some of the old famous ones, and I think we handled Snow White really well. Slightly poorly put sentence there, but you know what I mean. Like the episode
Yeah.
turned out really well.
Yeah.
It like was a little bit different, the kind of researchy bit to the normal sort of ancient Greece, Basile, Perot. It had a kind of slightly different structure.
Oh,
and I
okay.
thought the story was really engaging. So at the moment, Snow White's my favourite episode. Not necessarily my favourite story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never would have guessed that in a million years.
Okay, so I think your favourite episode
Okay.
is...
Ah.
I have no idea. Can I guess this, do you think?
I think you might be able to. I think there is a clue in what happened just now. That's what I'm going to say.
Cinderella.
No.
Okay, you love that.
What? Yeah, actually.
What happened just now?
I changed my answer. Now, why did I change my answer?
Because it wasn't the best story? I don't know. The Hare's Bride. I don't know. I'm totally lost.
It's
What
not
is
The
it?
Hare's Bride.
What is it? I must know.
It's one of the Christmas specials.
No.
Well, when you said that, I was
Oh!
like, yeah. And then I was like, oh no, of course, that's my favourite
The
thing we
first
do.
Christmas special.
Christmas special 2018.
Yes.
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 Can't even read that.
I was about to do the quote.
Yeah, that's not
I mean,
out of context.
Silver Lakes Massage.
Yeah.
Obviously one of the best moments ever of all time.
Absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting. All right, should we keep going with these? We'll do one more. We'll do one more.
let's do
of
one
these.
more.
So we've got two options here. Who first suggested starting the podcast and becoming podwives? And what is your podwife's preferred topic once all grim tales are exhausted? Which one of those should we do?
I don't know.
Let's do who first suggested starting the
That's an
podcast.
easy one to answer because that's 50-50.
And it's relevant for our 5-year Grimmversary.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Right.
Do we just reveal at the same time?
Whose idea was this
Oh dear.
to do a podcast?
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Adam. I've written. Yes.
Yes, it was Adam's idea. He was desperate to do a podcast.
Yep.
Roped me in.
Absolutely. You were my number one guy, and
Nice.
yeah. But I didn't have the idea for grim reading. So Matt.
Yeah.
That's the wording of the question was very specific. Who first suggested starting a podcast? That was me. But in terms of grim reading, that was
Yeah.
all your idea.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And just because I found the book on a bookshelf, a family member's bookshelf, and I was like, this is cool. I'm going to read this to Adam in our next podcast.
And so we started doing a podcast that wasn't really about anything. We thought we'd just turn up and chat.
Yeah.
And it petered out after like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And I think
It was terrible.
think it's been expunged from the internet. I hope so. But Matt had an idea for a segment on that where we read Brothers Grimm fairy tales, and we read 2, Hans and Luck and
Yeah.
Old Sultan. Didn't do anything with the audio for ages.
Yeah.
And then you messaged me months later and was like, send me that audio. I think I can knock it into shape. And that's what happened. And that's why you do the intro to the podcast, because you recorded that yourself to start with.
Yeah, and decided to just turn it into a podcast on its own.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tori's Stories are saying release the original podcast. Absolutely not happening.
In fact, we weren't even remotely planning to bring that up tonight.
Probably shouldn't have said anything about that.
The people can beg away Tori's Stories, sorry. Should we do the last one from Chris? Because I quite like that one.
Okay,
What is your podwife's preferred topic once all Grimm tales are exhausted? What would we do post-Grimm? I mean...
Can I get a new sheet of paper? Would that be okay?
Of course.
Thank you very much.
It's nice paper.
It's lovely. You're welcome.
I'm putting what I think?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, this is going to be quite left field answer.
Oh, okay.
I think I know what you would want to.
Okay.
What you'd want to do.
Well, let's see if you get it right.
I'm putting 2 answers. That's a bit unfair, isn't it?
It's a little bit.
Okay. Right. Let's go.
Okay.
So, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think I've put? So that's quite aggressive.
I know you love a bit of Basile, so I think maybe you've said the Pentamarone. That we cover that. Clearly, the look on your face tells me I'm wrong.
No, because I realised I've totally misunderstood the question. This is going really well.
Oh no, what did you do?
I think I was thinking back to a conversation we had in a previous Q&A,
Yeah.
which was like, what would we do if we weren't doing anything to do with...
Yeah, no,
Is that what you've done?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is relating back to that conversation.
What did you put?
Can you not remember what I said at the time? We both had to come up with an idea, and this was my idea.
So this was we did a Q&A for patrons like a year ago.
Yeah, I think
not a live one. Just
no.
People sent in questions. You said like Time magazine's... Oh no, food, something to do with food.
Oh, okay.
Whiskey tasting? No. Totalis have already done that.
Totalis have done that, yeah.
What? No, go on, put us out of our misery. What is it?
You kind of half said it. Time Magazine People of the Year. Persons of the Year.
Yeah, so you go through, each episode would be Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
Yeah, from the very first one to the end. I think we kind of saw the flaws of it straight away, but I still kind of like the idea.
I think
it'd be interesting.
I think the main flaw is that neither of us read Time Magazine or really care who the Time Magazine Person of the Year is. But still, it'd be an interesting window.
It would be a jumping off point throughout history, throughout however long it... I've got no idea. My guess for you...
Okay, I actually put Basile because I would love to do the Basile stories. I've always thought that would be quite a cool sort of side podcast. Yeah. But it is also none sort of fairy tale or even literary. It's history.
Oh, it's history.
And I think I mentioned it then as well.
Oh, okay. I've got absolutely no idea then, because thinking back to that conversation, I thought you suggested something to do with film and like to do with Oscar winners or something.
Oh yeah.
And like all the categories.
It's not that.
It's not that. It's historical then. I've got absolutely no idea, Matt.
Okay, I like the idea of doing a like Rexy kind of pod, like actually like with historical figures, and I've always been fascinated by the Medicis.
You have said this before. Interesting.
So like this sort of intrigue that sort of in Florence around that time.
Yeah.
Following like each of the Medicis, I think in Italian it's pronounced. That would be great. / Basile. That would be cool too.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that was fun.
Would be amazing.
That was
really fun.
Should we dive into the chat?
I think we should. I think the chat's been going nuts and we've been ignoring it, and I'm really sorry.
I think in our heads there'd be about 4 people here, so the chat wouldn't be this wild.
There's a great comment there from Insane Jedi saying 2006 brackets you would be a long episode. That's relating to the fact that in 2006 the Time Magazine Person of the Year was you, because it's when people started sharing stuff on YouTube and stuff.
That'd be fun though. We just
talk about every human being alive.
Or just ourselves.
Yeah.
Time Magazine.
Chris is cool. Copy paste my question again. Don't mind me.
Okay.
I've lost it. Which character from all of the stories do you relate to the most?
This is from Amy. Which character do y'all relate to the most? Okay. Right. Do you want to get there? We've got like a story list.
Oh yeah. Let's bring that up as an aid memoir.
Do you relate to? Hopefully none of them. Because
There must be some good ones in there, surely. I've got an idea, but I don't know if I relate to it the most.
Okay, go on.
No, I don't. Why would I say this? This isn't true.
Please, you have to say it.
The sparrow from The Dog and the Sparrow.
You the psychotic.
It's not psychotic. It's staking up for his friend. His friend got murdered by a wagoner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are a stand-up guy.
Yeah. If you get murdered by a wagoner, you know.
I know you've got my back.
I'm destroying that wagoner's life.
I think maybe I'm just looking. I can see Brother Lustig. Maybe a bit of St. Peter. Just the sort of. If I was in a fairy tale, I'd get very exasperated at how the other characters behave.
Yeah.
It would be exhausting and very annoying.
And you would exit via the window.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't relate to Clever Gretel only because I wish I could, because she's just so carefree and just does whatever she wants and gets away with it and makes everyone around her just sort of, you know.
Yeah.
They just like water off a duck's back. Everything she does, I love that. But
Yeah.
that I don't really relate to it, sadly.
True. Yeah, Clever Gretel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that is a great choice. Are you?
I don't know. Who do I relate to? No.
Not
I don't
family.
relate to Charles Clear and Partlet at all.
No, but I love them.
That's the thing. Don't relate to any of them. Love them all. Okay. Okay. Right. Well. All right.
Let's
Next
not
question,
get too.
next
Yeah.
question.
We.
Okay. What have we got here? Okay. Eva Ever Young said, which story has caught you the most off guard in regards to what happens or what goes on in the story? So Adam, what has surprised
That's a really difficult one.
I've got an answer already.
That surprised you, or that?
That surprised me. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that surprised you.
What surprised you the most?
It was an early one. So I was with Little Greener back then.
Well, yeah.
The Singing Bone. So the
Right.
Singing Bone
Yeah.
is, I barely remember it, but like it's got two brothers, I think. One of them goes into the forest and gets something or something, and the other brother just goes to the pub. And then while they're walking home, the older brother kills the younger brother. He like bashes him on the back of the head.
Yeah.
And kills him.
Yeah.
Like actually kills him dead. And he doesn't come back or anything. What happens is obviously it's the singing bones, so his bones sing the truth of what happened. But that just absolutely blew my mind at the time.
Well, that was fairly early on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that before the juniper tree? Because obviously that had multiple moments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that your answer, do you think, the juniper tree?
Well, that's what comes to mind, but then
I mean, your mind is often being blown.
it's always
by
been
these
blown.
stories.
Yeah.
Even like Cinderella was pretty
Oh yeah. That
shocking.
last story of Volume 1 still had the capacity to shock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, no, there weren't that many in Hans and Luck, which was obviously the first story, so there's going to be most potential
Surprises.
for being surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Mouse, the Bird and the Sausage was the second episode.
Yeah.
That had quite a few.
It did, yeah. It did.
Are we getting...
We're just being inundated out
Yeah. This is it's going crazy.
I love that one from Laura Spence. Can you see that one?
No, I can't.
There.
Oh, yeah. Bertie Flyboy's daughter, I assume that's aged 8, asks, why do you both have castles?
Yeah.
Is that unnecessary that we both have castles?
Well, cost of living crisis.
I do
it's
have
a
the
different
space,
time.
but
Do we need all
I
that
don't know if it
space?
would work, if I'm being honest. I think you just stay in your castle, I stay in mine.
Oh, as in, why don't we both live in the same castle?
Yeah. Oh, is that... See, I misunderstood the question. Why do we have castles instead of...
Regular houses.
Regular
that
houses.
normal humans live in. Well, it just suits us, I think.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, totally. I couldn't not live in a castle.
I couldn't really vibe anywhere else. you know?
No.
Couldn't live my best life if I didn't have my own castle.
No, and it's got the lovely big fireplace where we sit and read the stories.
Yeah. We're sorry if that makes us sound out of touch. But
It does a little bit. It's quite elitist talking about our
yeah.
big castles, but
maybe one day you'll have a castle. Bertie Boy Fly's daughter.
regular houses don't tend to have stables. That's absolutely right. Where would we read Aesop's Fables?
Excellent point.
Except for the Fable stable.
Why don't we live together? Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
true.
So that's what
true.
I thought.
Yeah. Okay.
We just like our own space.
We do, and it makes it even more exciting when we do meet up.
When Matt comes over to
I
the
get
castle
over.
to read a story, it's just an exciting time, and that it just wouldn't be the same if you were just popping down from the tower. So hopefully that explains that.
Question from Helen Triplet. Music question. Do either of you play/sing on the outro for each episode?
I wish.
I've heard this before. Someone, I think maybe a friend asked me this, or they were surprised that we don't sing. That kind of lovely voice at the end on the outro is not us. And I think that they thought every episode we start going, ah.
That would be really lovely.
That's from, is it Bicycle Waltz, Goodbye Kamiko. That's their track that we use, and that is not us singing, as much as we wish it was.
Yeah, and it's not us playing either, and I think what you heard at the start of the live stream might explain.
Yeah. That went surprisingly well, though.
Yeah.
Hannah B says, please live stream the next Christmas special.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a scary thought, but also an exciting thought.
That's been seconded.
I'm enjoying this. I'd do this again, so...
Yeah, let's just get to the end of this, and then we'll regroup.
It could all fall apart from this moment onwards, but I like that idea.
It's coming thick and fast, isn't it?
What line or scene from Grimm fairy tales lives in your head rent-free?
So which scene, or line lives in my head rent-free? It's really hard to say. Some of the gruesome bits, I think.
Yeah, some of the scenes from the Story of the Youth when he's spending the night in the castle.
Yeah.
Crazy. Playing 9-pin bowling with skulls.
So there's a few things like that. So whenever I see a bowling ball, I do think your balls are not quite round.
Yep.
Which was a line in the story.
Yep.
Likewise, actually, I think sometimes when I see sausages, I think of the blood sausage and the liver sausage.
What do you think about?
Just
the monkey on the stairs?
No, just the actual sausages, especially one holding a knife. That stays in my head rent free. A sausage holding a knife. Yeah.
That is a terrifying thought when sausages fight back. Why did he ask his mum to kiss the bear? Now, I mean, absolutely not.
That needs some context. Do you want to provide that context? Do you remember?
Jean-Baptiste Basile, a story called She-Bear, and I mean, there's a lot to delve into there.
So a mum asked a prince to kiss a bear. We don't know, Amy, I'm sorry, we'll never know. Okay, we've got a question from, sorry, that was a terrible answer. Aisha, which famous Grimm fairy tale disappointed you? Which one do you think is not worth the hype?
Oh, not worth the hype. So it can't just be an unknown one that was disappointing.
No,
it has
which
to
famous one?
Right, okay.
That's a really good question. And I don't think I can filter our story list by score of just the famous stories. So we could literally see which famous one got the lowest score. In fact, maybe we'll do that in our wrap-up episode. We've still got the season 5 wrap-up episode, so we might actually look at the famous stories in order of which did best to worst. But off the top of my head, I think the Beauty and the Beast one didn't get a high score, the Summer and Winter Garden. But personally, I think...
Actually, that's quite a good answer.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be mine, because I was underwhelmed.
Yeah. And I think ones that don't stay with us are maybe like The Elves and the Shoemaker, even though we enjoyed it at the time.
Yeah, I can't remember anything about that.
Even though it was one of the ones I was most looking forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe like Sleeping Beauty wasn't as exciting as Red Riding Hood or Snow White.
No.
I don't know. What do you think, Aisha? Which one disappointed you? Let us know.
Yeah.
Although we're going to have to wade through these.
It's so unexpected how busy this is.
Living rent-free in your head, which scene? Mia said, boiled meats stays in my mind.
Yeah. Absolutely fair.
Boiled or baked?
That is from The Knapsack, the Hat and the Horn, isn't it? I think.
Very good. That's impressive.
Did that surprise you?
That's amazing.
That surprised me.
What is Hannah B? Do you realise how much humour you introduce to these stories? I don't think I didn't actually read this.
Many of the stories are meant to be as funny as they come across in the podcast. Yeah, I mean that's just how they strike us.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes in prep I'll be like that would be funny if I said it that way.
Yeah.
But then obviously when we record, I forget that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. No, you're right. They're not meant to be funny. As funny as much as we enjoy them. Anyway. I think sometimes the funny stories, the ones that are meant to be funny, aren't actually as funny.
Yeah, that is true.
Like I can't think of one. Clever Hands or something like that.
Yeah, the ones. Yeah, that clearly intend to be funny. Although Clever Gretel is one that was intended to be funny and is funny. That hits the mark. So that's a good example.
That's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why that's a top tier one for me.
For sure. Same here. There's so many questions, Matt. There's also just nice things to say. I think Wordy Fubs has posted this again, and I think we're just missing everything. So,
repost them.
So Wordy Fubs says, "Hi, just wanted to say I listened to your podcast while working on my dissertation on fairy tale illustrations, and it was such a big help. Glad to help.
Oh wow!
I'm amazed that we helped and didn't hinder, but that's lovely. Love your podcast, so thank you so much.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's very kind. Thank you very much for the kind words. There's so many things. I mean, Chris Graham is saying 5 with 1 strike. Oh, so that's 7 in 1 blow. Is the Tailor man?
The Valiant Little Tailor.
Valiant Little Tailor.
That sticks in his mind.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
So Mia said because. Oh wait, the short. Oh, sorry.
The short stories irked me.
Okay. So that's to do with which ones were disappointing me.
Yeah, like a few sentences long, whereas the rest. 100% agree. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. What was the one fairly recently? It was, I say fairly recently. The Fox and Geese.
The Fox and the Geese, that really annoyed you.
What happened there?
I like that one. The Old Man and His Grandson was a short one we had.
It was a short one, yeah.
That was a real disappointment.
Damp squib.
Lucy Hines said, How have you kept up with your momentum over 5 years? Good question,
I would argue we haven't. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, when we first started, we were releasing once a week, and that was too much.
Yeah, I mean, that was only for 6 or 7 or 8?
Yeah, and then we slowed down to fortnightly. Yeah, exactly. We'll be hearing more about that in the stats that I've got to give you later.
Exciting. So I think Lucy is from Tudoriferous podcast, I believe. So maybe you can let us know how you're keeping it going as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I would say deadlines probably helps, even though we can be a little bad with that, because you kind of you have to have something ready by that point.
Yeah.
So it is.
It is great to have that, isn't it? And knowing you've got people waiting for an episode coming out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we're both the kind of people that never get anything done. So yeah, that is a good answer. Yeah.
I think as well, maybe sort of trying to limit output, because the temptation is to just do more and more stuff. I think last year we might have overdone it a bit. I think last year we did more content than we've ever done.
Yeah.
Ever.
We didn't have much for summer break and kept doing stuff over on Patreon. Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there's more questions coming.
Little Bro Slusk.
What have we got? Where's that?
Who would win in a fight, the orange shirt guy or the other one? So the orange shirt guy, and I think it's just the camera settings there, because this is a delightful mustard.
That's true.
But this is Adam and this is Matt.
Yeah.
Some people might still be confused.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you can put a face to a name. Who would win in a fight?
Who'd win in a fight?
I don't think we'd fight.
No, I think we'd just hug it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd just hug it out. It's lame.
It is really lame. I didn't even answer your question.
I don't know. Maybe we could get in the ring one day.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't fancy that.
No.
I think you probably would.
I've got a slight height advantage, I think. Yeah.
So you think you would as well? Okay, interesting. Okay.
Don't rule me out at this point. So Lucy says, we've done 1.5 years and we're still wildly enthusiastic.
Yeah.
That's great. So
that's the key, isn't it? Just loving what you do, loving the subject matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think we still do. So that's...
Bert Flyboy. Who would win in a fight of the Grimms versus Basile and Aesop?
Is that the Grimms in one corner and Basile and Aesop in the other corner?
Point. Well,
I think that's the way I read that.
Yeah. They're all dead, so it's moot, really. Lunabird said, which Rexipod crossover would you most like to participate in? Also, I'm going to say Basile and Aesop, just to answer that question.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because the Grimms, I think they were both very sort of bookish and,
I think you're right.
They didn't get out much. Anyway, Rexipod crossover. Oh my goodness, I don't know.
I think
I'd be nervous about any of them.
That sounds terrifying, yeah.
You? What do you think?
Likewise. Any any Rexipod. The thing is, you've got to make a crossover fit, haven't you?
Yeah,
and most of Rexipods are history based, and we are a little bit of an outlier in that way. So
that's true.
You've got to find the right fit. So I don't know.
Well, I've always kind of regretted when we did the biography episode that I didn't, because I kind of tried to fit it. Like, it involved the Holy Roman Empire, it involved popes, it involved the King of England. I kind of wished that I had consulted the other Rexipods more and had their input, and I think that would have been a really nice episode with more stuff from them, where they kind of helped us out piecing together this sort of socio-political backdrop, where it sort of bled into their areas of expertise. But yeah, that would have been a nice opportunity, but I missed that. Now, the next question.
That's a shame. I see Catherine Macra just said, if the brothers Grimm were around today, what question would you like to ask them each?
So, Catherine Macra is a friend.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Hello.
Saw her last night, just got back from New Zealand. Thanks for joining, Catherine. What would we like to ask them? That's an amazing question. I think the first thing I think is there's so many like contradictions in their sort of purported aim of capturing the authentic voice, and then the way they just tampered with the stories continuously. I'd like to ask them why they did that. I suppose any sort of inconsistencies with their approach to their project would be a slightly nerdy question to ask them.
Yeah,
that's what I would ask them. Yeah.
No, that's a great question, because mine would be so disappointing.
What would your question be?
What's your favourite story?
Oh, that's a way better question.
No, well, they'd be like, we get asked that all the time. Ask us something original.
That's true. To be fair, I think Jacob Grimm's favourite story was The Wedding of Mrs. Fox. I think he said that.
Right, yeah.
Which kind of passed by and came and went.
I can barely remember it.
Milk bread.
Oh, that's where milk bread comes from.
That's where milk bread comes from.
Absolute classic.
I think it depends as well. Are the Brothers Grimm like resurrected now? Because then I don't think I'd ask them. I'd want to see how they react to the modern world. I'd just take them out for the day.
Show them an iPhone.
I'll give them an iPhone and see what happens.
Yeah. So many questions.
This is nuts. Oh, Lucy said Basile was alive during the Tudor era. So there's just endless crossover potential.
Perfect.
What have we got? We got one from Ashling here. Hello, Ashling. Another good friend. Is this just all friends?
Yeah, they are all friends.
Of course. I mean, obviously, I put my foot in it. This is why we don't do live stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could put a vigilante team of Brothers Grimm characters together to come and save the world, who would you choose to bring to life and why?
Well, would you? I mean, how 6 men got on in the world, would that already be a good... Yeah.
I mean, that's been done within the stories. I'd bring... Yeah, I think that's an easy stock answer. Yeah. I'd bring all those 6 men.
Yeah.
And bring them to the world.
To the world.
Okay. You take over.
Well, I was tempted to say Chanticleer and Partlet, and then I was like, that's a terrible answer. You couldn't trust them. No. The Sparrow.
You love that Sparrow.
I love that Sparrow. I know you think he's like...
soulmate.
He's like chaos, out of control, but no, he's doing it for a deep moral purpose, and I respect that.
That's true. That is true. Adam, how long have we been doing it? Because I think we're losing track of time.
Oh, we've definitely gone over our
I don't even know anymore. Everyone seems quite happy though, so
Yeah.
we can keep going.
Yeah, totally.
I'd definitely bring. Can I see the story list again? Is that all right?
I've just got rid of it. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry. I think you'd want. Sorry, I'm trying to answer Ashlyn's question properly. Maybe this was a mistake. Who was super powerful, Adam?
Death.
I'd bring Death. Death would be great.
Nice.
He probably wouldn't be interested. St. Peter again would be great. The Sparrow. I put the Sparrow in my team.
Yeah, for sure.
Who do you want for brains? Clever Gretel would be good for the brains. We'd want the luck child from The Devil with the Three Golden Hairs, because he's just so confident.
Oh yeah, totally.
He'd always motivate us.
Oh yeah.
To keep saving the world.
Actually, do you think Thumbling would be quite useful?
Definitely.
Small spaces?
Small spaces. Got those covered now.
Yeah.
Right, okay, next question. Do you want to pick one?
Oh,
Faithful John goes hard. Agreed, Insane Jedi. I'd want Faithful John too.
Oh, that's a fantastic answer. Valiant Little Tailor, is that an answer to? I mean that.
Plus the Valiant Little
Yeah,
Tailor.
yeah.
701 bloke. The fish from the fisherman and his wife could fulfill the wish that the world be saved. We
Look
found
at
a
that.
loophole.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Tory Story says, "Oh, we're in this for the long haul. Thank you."
Lulabird has quoted me, death, exclamation mark, I'd bring death. Lol.
That's another quote
Thank
for the
you.
list.
This is why we normally edit the podcast quite heavily.
There's so many questions.
This is...
Which episode was the most nightmarish to record?
Where's that? Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, okay, from Sudo64. Nightmarish to record.
I guess it could be nightmarish for a few reasons. I think, obviously, some kind of boring answer, but like some of the the episodes we had to record early in COVID were tricky to record,
Yes,
technically speaking.
That's very
But
true.
then there's probably nightmarish to like assemble your research and notes, which I wouldn't know which that would be.
Yeah, well, I guess it's to record, I suppose. I can't even
remember.
The ones to prep are the... I think the most prep I ever did was for Little Red Riding Hood. That was insane. I read so many books about it, and we had so many little extra bits here and there in Grim Fables or on the wrap-up episode, but that wasn't the question. So, record would be maybe the long ones, the ones that really go on and on and on, because we do kind of flag, because you are kind of switched on when you record, even though we're relaxed. It is a bit different than just having a chat. So maybe like Cinderella was pretty long. That's quite fresh in the memory.
Yeah, true. That was. I mean, you had a lot prepared for that, and it was.
Yeah.
It was a long recording. Yeah. I don't know. I've no idea.
Loves them all. None of them are nightmarish.
Honestly,
That's true.
it's
Most of them are fun.
Favorite bit of the whole process, of the whole podcast. Definitely. Everything we do with the podcast, sitting down and recording. I love it.
And we've never had a real technical difficulty, like cutting out and the recording stops and we keep.
I think there was one example of that, and I can't think what it was.
Okay,
and we said at the time, this is the only time this has happened.
Okay.
But it can't have been that bad because I can't remember when it was or what happened. So I think we've been pretty fortunate.
Okay. Do we need to wrap this up? How are we doing? Should we just?
I don't know. Are people enjoying this, or should we move on to the next thing? I don't even know. There's so many questions though. I feel like we've answered such a small proportion of.
What about you lost a Fable recording once?
Oh, was that what it was? Someone's remembered it.
Okay.
Who said that?
Oh, that does ring a bell, actually.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Yeah, that does ring a bell. Jamila K. Hello, happy 5 years. Thank you very much. Which tales would you most want to see made into Netflix miniseries?
Oh, that's a good one. You could do a miniseries, like 6 episodes, 6 different stories, like an anthology series.
That's amazing. Can I just... this is nuts. Can I just respond to Insane Jedi said, the two brothers, because of the length, in terms of nightmarish recording, that one, weirdly, was kind of quite easy. I remember taking a deep breath before we recorded it, thinking it's going to be over an hour just reading the story, but it was so much fun, actually. That was...
Sometimes when the stories just work in the moment and we're both really enjoying it, that's just effortless.
Netflix miniseries,
right, yeah. I feel like Story of the Youth, or is that too long? That's got to be one of them, right?
Yeah.
You need a big budget for all that CGI skulls,
Well, you need
weird
that Netflix
cats.
money.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's little episodes in that, isn't there? So that kind of works. Like there's different scenes in the cast.
Oh, are you thinking like a mini-series on that? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I was thinking separate stories on like an anthology series, like unrelated episodes. 6 stories.
That would be good.
It's mustard, not orange, says Sonny Wilson. Too right.
Orange shirt guy.
I do not want... Thank you. Put some respect on Adam's name. I mean, I'm happy with Orange Shirt Guy if it weren't for the fact that it's... Ochre is an acceptable
Are we still
term.
talking about your shirt?
Still talking about my shirt.
Okay. I'd pick maybe The Devil with the 3 Golden Hairs. Oh! Or The Wishing Table, The Gold Ass, and The Cudgel in the Sack.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a great mini-series, like just that story, because it follows the 3 different brothers, and there's like a whole section with
Oh, that's a great idea.
and then it goes back to the other brother.
Yeah.
I think that would be great, actually.
That really would.
Yeah, sold. Cool. Or maybe Fitcher's Bird would be a good movie, actually.
What happens in Fitcher's Bird?
Fitcher's Bird is the like murderous husband one with the wizard who kidnaps her, and then her sisters come and save her. And they put her body back together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't work, but
No, it sounds like
it's a
it
good
would.
story. I think that's actually one that I think needs more attention.
Yeah.
Fitcher's
Oh,
Bird.
yeah,
I
that's-
think that's better than Bluebeard, which is the famous murderous husband story.
Yeah.
So maybe a good Netflix film of that would be good. Oh, there's so much going on in the
Tagline,
chat.
you don't want to see how the sausage is made. I'm lost even what that's related to, but I love it.
Probably seeing The Strange Feast as a Netflix.
Yes.
So
Yeah. That's great. That's fantastic.
there's so much going on.
Are you reading a story tonight on the live? Are you reading a story tonight on the live stream?
We are.
We are indeed.
We are. That is the plan. A very short one. It won't be
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Like, come on, the cudgel in the sack just flows so nicely off the tongue. You're telling me I love saying that. Cudgel in the sack.
Okay. Do you want to scroll up maybe? See
Yeah, I
if there's
feel like
someone
we've missed them. There's a whole conversation about my shirt and my name.
Which we've got Isa S here. What character did you dislike the most that was not supposed to be a villain?
Oh, there's got to be loads of them. Was Roland supposed to be a villain? Because I can't stand that guy.
He was not. You meant to like.
Does my head in. That would be my answer, I think.
I do quite like when you get angry
Oh,
in the story.
Cinderella's dad.
Cinderella's
He was
dad.
supposed to be a villain, right? Though, is he not?
I mean, yeah, no, you're right. He was. Yeah, he totally
Yeah.
was. Yeah, so that doesn't count.
Don't
What
like that guy.
about the wonderful musician?
Oh,
Who's
no,
one
no,
that you
no.
Absolutely despised.
Not okay. He can get in the bin.
But was he meant to be a villain? Maybe.
I feel like he was. Surely the story was pro animals and anti the terrible man.
Who didn't we? I think that was a good answer. Your answer there. King Thrushbeard. He was. He wasn't like the hero of the story, but we were meant to like him, I guess. But he's basically abused the heroine the whole story, physically and emotionally, and mentally.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Good news, I'm a prince. Let's get married."
And I think you're supposed to be on. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
With you there.
What else have we got? Okay, I think you know what. I think we can wrap this up because we've got so much more to do. And we've been going an hour.
We have.
So, there's one there from Kitty Con. Which podcast episode do you recommend to a first-time listener?
Oh, that's a great question.
Good question. Sorry, there's just
So many
there's
things.
so much going on.
I'm not even going to go into.
What was the question? What would you recommend? So I've taken to just recommending famous ones because I think that's a good in. And I often find people do that anyway. They'll just scroll down until they see a famous story. Otherwise, Clever Gretel is one I recommended.
Oh,
recently.
that's a good one. Yeah. I think it's not because it's not just a good story. It'd be a good episode to introduce them not just to Brothers Grimm but also the podcast. Sweetheart Roland, I enjoy that.
That was a good one. Yeah, something like that. I just saw someone said a good crossover with another Rexy pod would be St. Peter and Pontifex.
Oh yeah, great one.
There's so much going on. I'm so sorry. I think we can do more of this later, but we're going to move on, right?
I think so.
Catherine Oliver said the Frog King is a good intro episode.
Oh yeah, that's great
a
for
good
a
one.
couple of reasons, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Because of the surprise, yeah, exactly, shock twist, but also because of Matt's imitation of a frog knocking on a door. I can't even remember that, and that's making me want to go back and listen. Fantastic.
Okay, right, we're going to move on now. So, Adam, I believe you are going to share some stats from 5 years of the podcast.
Yes, stat time. I forgot where I was for a second.
We'll come back to more questions after. We'll check them in the break and see if we've missed any. But this is very exciting.
Got some stats for you.
This is Adam's been
So
keeping this very secret.
we,
I'm just going to have a drink.
yeah, enjoy. So we do series wrap-up episodes at the end of a series
Yeah.
with story stats, TM.
That's what it sounds.
This is not going to infringe on story stats. These are stats for the last 5 years of the podcast. Very numbers heavy. I'm not going to dwell on them too long. So,
Okay.
5 years of the podcast. 5 years today, the first episode came out.
Yeah.
Over the last 5 years, we've released 104 episodes on the main feed, not including the announcement that we did for this live stream.
Okay. 104.
104.
Wow.
That includes 87 story episodes, including one deleted story. Can you remember which that was?
Isn't that a few? Beauty and the Beast and Puss in Boots.
2 deleted stories. Puss in Boots is the one I was thinking of.
Okay,
I'd forgotten
yeah.
about Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
So it's 87 story episodes, 5 Christmas specials,
Okay,
4 interviews,
Wow. Okay.
4 extra Grimm episodes where we delve a little deeper into the world of the Brothers Grimm, 2 series wrap-up episodes, which we only started doing in series 3, I think. 1 Halloween special,
Yeah.
which was...
The Baba Yaga one, Facilis the Beautiful.
That's right. And 1 Patreon special where we sort of gave a sneak peek of Grimm Fables, which is our patron-only podcast.
Wow.
When you add those 104 episodes together, would you have any idea of the runtime?
The runtime.
The runtime, the total runtime on the Grimm Reading feed.
That's an interesting question because early episodes are shorter. They're probably like 30, 40 minutes, and more recent episodes have been breaking the hour barrier.
Yeah.
So I would say I don't know the answer, is what I'm going to say, so I don't make any stupid
It's
comments.
a difficult one. I actually, when I was crunching the numbers, I
Yeah.
did make myself a little graph of
Oh, wow.
length of episode over time, and it was doing that. It was quite interesting.
Okay. Go on then. What is the
he
total?
says. Total runtime.
Okay.
This is just on the Grimm Reading feed. This is not including everything we put
Yeah.
on Patreon.
Yeah.
83 hours, 54 minutes and 1 second, which is 3 days, 11 hours.
3 days of pure listening.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of podcasting.
Longest episode, would you know which that was?
Beauty and the Beast. It was 1 hour and 20 minutes.
No. This is longest episode on the whole feed.
Of anything we've ever produced. The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, see, that's everything we've ever produced. I'm talking about specifically on the Grimm Reading feed.
Yeah, okay, I thought the Beauty and the Beast, but that's not right.
No.
What is it? Christmas episode.
It's, of course, a Christmas episode. Which one?
The really long one.
That would be the one. He's got it.
The one with the Irish story.
No, actually. It's the latest one we did, 2022. Yeah.
Wow. How long was it?
1 hour, 51 minutes, 30 seconds.
Wow.
So almost breaking the 2 hour mark.
That's
The only,
crazy
like you
long.
said, the only episode we've done that's broken 2 hours
Okay.
was The Little Mermaid. Shortest episode? Would you have any idea?
The Mouse, the Bird and the Sausage?
Yes, the man knows his Grimm Reading.
Yes, he does.
Average episode length, taking all of that into account.
50 minutes.
Oh, very good.
51. 49.
Yeah,
48.
yeah, 48 minutes, 24 seconds. It's the
Wow,
average
okay.
length.
That's going to be going up all the time.
Well, you think we're just going to continue that trend?
So I just see Insane Jedi says, how long was the two brothers then? I think that...
Oh, now you're asking a question I don't have the answer to.
Oh, that was maybe about an hour and a half, actually.
Yeah, because it's not just the length of the story, it's the length of everything else after that. And the Christmas episodes run very long. We're very indulgent.
Yeah. The two brothers, I made sure it was nice and short.
Yeah.
They're like, next part. All right, what else we got? Stat me.
Popularity of stories.
Ooh.
You happy to hear the 5 most popular stories that we've read?
I am, but I just want to let you know I accidentally went on our stats the other day, and I saw that.
Well, this is just a memory test then.
I know number 1.
This is a memory test. Okay, would you be able to tell me number 5?
No, just number 1.
Okay.
I know the rest. So you go up.
Okay,
5.
and then you tell me what number 1 is.
Yeah. And then
Well, you already know. So, number 5, 5th most popular story. Well, technically, this one is the 5th most popular story episode we've done, and obviously this isn't that surprising.
Yeah.
It's episode 1, Hands in Luck and Old Sultan.
Yes.
Makes sense. If people come to the podcast, they're going to start with episode 1. Number 4.
You want me to guess Girl That Hands? I feel like that was always a popular.
No.
Is it a famous one?
It is a famous one.
Snow White?
Nope.
I don't know.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Not too happy.
Not a fan with that.
Looking back.
No,
I wish we could do that again. But still, hey ho. People love Rumpelstiltskin.
People love it. It's number 4, Matt. You can't argue with that. Number 3 is Snow White.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
Episode. Number 2 is it a famous one?
It is a famous one.
The Frog King.
No.
No, I don't think
More
that's
famous than
that.
that.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood.
No.
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
And number 1, that is...
Rapunzel.
Now, did you not find that surprising?
I did, but I was happy because it's one of my favourite stories, and I think the episode was okay. It wasn't the best episode we've ever done. It was sort of when I was just discovering the whole, oh look, there's the Basile and Perot and all that.
Yeah.
But I love the story. But I was surprised it's number 1. So can we just round those up again? So the 5 most listened to episodes.
Yeah, just to clarify, because Tory Stories is saying Puss in Boots has to be up there. Right. This isn't to do with the scores we've given. That's my bad. I wasn't clear.
Yeah.
These are the most popular stories in terms of download. So these
most downloaded stories.
Yeah. So it's Hands in Luck and Old Sultan, number 5. Mm-hmm. Rumpelstiltskin at number 4. Snow White at number 3.
Wow.
Sleeping Beauty at number 2.
Yeah.
And number 1, the most popular downloaded story, is Rapunzel.
Rapunzel, sorry, someone just wrote Rapunzel.
His results were not what I expected. No, not what I expected either.
No, not what we expected.
So something to bear in mind with that is there is bigger stories that we've read more recently will suffer. So more recently we've read Little Red Riding Hood, we've read Cinderella.
Yeah.
But obviously they're more recent. Some of these are older and have had more chance to sort of rack up downloads.
Oh, are we okay?
Oh.
Have we lost?
Uh-oh, I don't know if you can still hear us. I think we've lost the camera. Bear with us. Hello. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can hear us and see us. Oh dear. We knew something would go wrong and we were thankfully prepared. Technical difficulties. We are back.
Ever Young just said, genuinely can't believe Sweetheart Roland isn't on there. I've had it downloaded for years. Wow.
It's sad, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm glad that you like that one.
Justice for Sweetheart Roland.
Right, we've got some more stats.
We do have some more stats. I'm not actually... I was going to ask you the least popular story, but it's not fair and it's not really a proper stat because it's a recent one. So that would be.
that doesn't work.
This doesn't work,
No.
does it?
Cinderella.
Old
Man and his grandson.
It's the old man and his grandson.
Didn't do so well that episode.
Patreon. Then we've also we've got a Patreon and we have
go on about it all the time.
I know, so you probably know about it. But we have a Patreon-only podcast called Grim Fables, and we've also done some extra tales on there as well, above and beyond Grim Fables. So
yeah, we do like special episodes.
Exactly, yeah. The number of episodes we've got on Patreon of the Grim Fables podcast plus the other episodes we've got is 56.
Okay.
Including 41 episodes of Grim Fables.
Yeah.
When you add all that up together, that is 49 hours, 31 minutes and 1 second. Which is obviously just over 2 days. Yeah. Average Patreon episode length?
Well, less than an hour then.
Yes.
50 minutes.
Yeah, close. 53 minutes and 3 seconds.
Longer than the Grim Reading one.
So when you add all of that audio up, plus everything on the Grim Reading feed, this is the amount of audio we put out into the world.
Okay. Oh my word.
133 hours, 25 minutes and 2 seconds, which is 5 days, 13 hours, 25 minutes and 2 seconds.
5 days.
So not quite a week, but that's a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot of talking.
Yeah. Too much, you might say.
By the way, I just seen like the presentation. Adam has put it in like the Grim Reading font with lovely colours.
You've got to do it properly.
That's the work you put into this. I love it. I'm impressed. Wow. I mean, it's been
That's some
hell
stats.
for 5 years. I mean, those are amazing stats. We've really gone for it. We've really worked hard at the podcast.
We have.
And I think it's time probably for a break now.
I think so.
We are going to have a 10-minute break. And there's going to be some like stuff happening. What would you say? Like there's
I would say
sticking around.
Stick around.
So go, make a drink.
Grab another drink. Yeah.
But before then, so what's going to happen is in the second half, we've got 2 exciting things happening. So, of course, we're going to have a live story reading, which which are we doing? I'm not
Slightly nervous about, yeah. It's going to be fine.
So over the break, we're going to launch a story poll, and you can vote for the story that we're going to read. So the choice will be between How Some Children Played at Slaughtering and The Children of Famine. So that's How Some Children Played at Slaughtering or The Children of Famine. 2 very sad children's stories. So these are 2 erased, grisly stories from Volume 1 that we haven't been able to like.
Tori's trying to say good grief. I mean,
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm regretting it now. But Adam, do you want to start the poll?
Let's start the poll.
So Adam's just typing the poll up. So the other thing that's going to happen before we do the live story reading is we're going to have. This is an experiment. We're going to do a Zoom chat. So if you want, you can join a Zoom chat. We're going to put the link in the YouTube chat now, and we're going to pin it. So you just click on that, it will open Zoom, you'll be taken into a waiting room, and then we're going to, one at a time, invite people into this live event, and we'll have a face-to-face chat, and everyone watching on YouTube will be able to see us and the other person. So yeah, we'll do that now. And
hopefully that works, technology-wise.
So Adam's dropping the poll in the YouTube chat now.
Yep.
And you're going to drop the Zoom chat link in as well. This all sounds way more complicated than it is.
Yeah.
And we'll just leave that running in the intermission. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Yep. I'm taking longer.
Adam's taking his time. I'll just read some comments in the meantime. Tori's story says, how can you not choose the one with slaughter in the chat? Good point. Good point.
There's a character limit, so the actual title is How Some Children Played at Slaughtering. I've had to change it slightly, but here we go.
Sonny Wilson said there's grim and then there's grim.
Yeah.
Mind blown emoji. Super Saturday Night Story, says Jamila K. Lunabird Week Cheer, yay. Yeah, so I'm so sorry about this. A little bleak, I know. It's not, don't blame me, blame the Grims.
It's the Grimm's fault.
I know. Oh.
I'm slaving right now.
Oh, okay. Slaughter. Okay, that's
Slaughter, slaughter.
okay, we're getting a lot of negative feedback, which is worrying me. But it'll be fine.
I think it's going to be fine.
It'll be fine.
Matt, you didn't write it. It's all good.
Okay.
Famine is all well and good, but come on, we're here for the proper Grimm. Absolutely right. Well,
Okay.
No favouritism here. Although I can see some of the results coming in. No spoilers. So you've explained how the Zoom chat's going to work after the break.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably for the best.
So we're going to...
The grimmer the better, says Lucy. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you back here in 10 minutes.
Yeah, see you very shortly.
See you in a bit.
See you.
Bye.
This week on Grim Reading.
Hands in luck. The Bremen Town musicians. Rumpelstiltskin. The story of the youth who went forth to learn what fear was. The singing bone. The wishing table, the gold ash, and the cuttle of the sack. Thumbling as journeyman. The juniper tree. The pack of ragamuffins, aka the adventures of Chanticleer and Partly Pub 1. How they went to the mountains to eat nuts. Sweetheart Roland. The dog and the sparrow. The frog king or Iron Henry. Clever Gretel. Hans married. Brother Lustig. Little Red Riding Hood. Cinderella. Grim reading. Out of context.
And they're off. Is in the lead.
Oh dear, that sounds like it's too loud. I'm struggling to remember a more bizarre combination of three words as riding in walnuts. It's quite chippy for someone who's in a cow's stomach. She swallows a splinter, gets pregnant, and gives birth to her ex-husband.
Warning, anthropomorphic sausages.
The duck swam up, turned into the queen. The baby's been born at this point. They're brewing beer in an eggshell.
Yeah, and they're living together. After his mother had fallen ill.
He'd fallen ill.
AKA pregnant.
Gave birth to a thumb. Okay, where's the cheese wolf in this story? So he's only got power over her if she's dirty. I have to stop you there. How do you sneak into a house via the kitchen sink?
Same to you, Cocky Locky.
Rub some dough over them for me.
What? That's Captain Rubber to you. The Morning Star has woken up, sat on his chair and given a little girl a chicken drumstick.
I'm a poor girl and I'm rinsing yarn.
Why is he asking his mum that he can kiss the bear? Sooty blackbirds eating salty potatoes with no dripping. A magical sexist lion?
I give you an ass of a peculiar kind. Farewell, Mr. Potato King! Incest averted - talking animals. Pancakes don't have legs. She's just committed genocide.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
And presumably does that on a regular basis. Suddenly, she's marrying a prince.
In New Hampshire.
Spitting straight gold. Why, though?
Why not?
Why isn't he the hedge?
Finger drying contest won by deception.
What does a bladder laughing look like? I've never seen a chickpea the size of a sparrow. Everyone knows you catch a haunted fish prince thing, you get 3 wishes, right? At least try. Because then the blood starts talking. Are they space ravens?
He's gone up the chimney, Adam.
But they...
just deal with it, mate.
She just ate her husband.
Yeah.
I jingle, therefore I not am.
Awesome.
And who wouldn't want their letter delivered by a really fast thumb? Too many potatoes, not enough meat, if you know what I mean. Okay, bye. Maybe it's a flower wearing an apron. You want to wash your face, do you? Have some of that. Thanks for asking. I want 11 body doubles.
She leaves a bowl of urine out for him.
Oh!
He goes mental and beats her up. Little Ant finds a penny, buys new clothes with it, and sits in her doorway.
What is that? What is that, Matt? He threw a rock at a snake and it made pizza. Have you ever, lost track of time so much, you're deep in thought while you're walking that you accidentally walk into space? Oh no, it's a sentient pancake!
Watch out! Your balls are not quite round.
So this place is surrounded by this massive hedge which is full of dead princes.
Yeah, you've not been to an inn.
Is that what you do? You just have your meal and then you get on the floor. Nimmy nimmy nut. My name's Tom Tita. My nimmy nimmy nut. My name's Tom Tita.
It's made of goat milk. So we didn't have any. So they didn't have any.
A homeless man tapping his legs.
Digit the midget, Ethiopia.
Now.
Yep.
Now.
Yep.
There's a lot of crying in this one, and it's very repetitive.
The bear pulls mountain ashes apart so that the fox's old mother can get berries.
Screaming out. Screaming out. Percy, would you like some sausage? Sweaty and drunk, eating 2 whole chickens. He's got a lot of power, this flounder. Oh, I'm a man of the world. You don't need to explain why he's got a young boy to crouch behind a stove and make it really hot and give him white bread and milk and hold a farthing in his hand. Build a pizza. Who stirs water? Wait,
every
what?
night.
Every night he reached out and touched a fairy.
Thank God they weren't peaches. She's about to eat her own grandmother.
Yep.
Foul-mouthed cat.
Yep.
Striptease.
Like she
Head off.
literally just got to the end of the garden. He's like, where is
Exactly.
she? Dead. Oh no. He's like, oh, I need the bear in here. And his mum's like, well, if it's what he wants. Extremely brittle child.
Insults exchanged by a bride who is not a virgin and a groom who has only one arm. Your mind is expanding as you're looking at
Exactly.
her to fit in.
Opening up new worlds. And I still don't know how a door can drown, but I feel terrible.
He got amongst the sausage meat.
And Imagine that, a duck with fingers. That's horrific.
Talking to a pancake.
Great place to hide the salad, just on the bed. How do you get into a 2-mile high chair?
A tiny little troll with a sausage and a fork sticking out of a bed. Nice.
The duck's innocent.
The duck's innocent. All girls don't run off with an insistent bunny boy.
Whoa, what? No, whoa, what? What's just happened?
Yes, indeed. You can't hear a peep. How about that baby of mine? He's asleep and doing just fine.
Hello. Hopefully you can hear me and Matt rummaging around the background. He's not back yet.
Nearly here.
What's going on?
Hello. Here he is.
He's got his Prosecco.
Oh, no, it's empty, sadly. Are we back on?
I believe we're back on. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Is your mic on?
Hopefully, yes, it should be. I've just got some feedback that it's a little bit quieter.
People can't hear me, I don't think.
Oh no, Adam's not on.
There we go. Can you hear me now? Nice.
I'm just going to pop my mic a bit higher because I hear...
I tried joining the Zoom. Okay, so...
Oh yeah, the Zoom. Okay,
Zoom.
Here goes.
Right.
Okay, so how's everyone doing?
Yeah, people...
Are we good? Where can I buy an orange shirt? It's not orange.
It's not, it's mustard.
It's mustard.
I mean, if you want an orange shirt, I can't help you.
I've got a really nice orange shirt.
Ooh, nice.
And if we do this again, I'll wear my orange shirt. And you can wear your mustard one. And then it'll be clearer.
Yeah.
Much better. I think maybe the volume, like your
Yeah, now my mic's on. Yeah.
Okay. You can hear us fine. Wonderful. Fancy mics. That's my phone. I'm just going to put that on.
Do not disturb. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent.
Got a cup of tea ready.
Right. So, what's happening now, Adam? What are we doing now?
So I think now, the idea is we're going to do a live chat on Zoom and see if it works technically. I'm a bit scared. Headphones for you.
Oh, okay, so we need headphones.
We do. We need to hear the people talking.
Okay, so yeah, so we're going to invite one at a time a person onto the chat, and we'll have a kind of brief chat. Hopefully you've got questions for us. I don't think we made that clear. We do want to have a chat, but hopefully there's a specific question that we can answer, and we're going to try and squeeze in as many as we can over the next 20 minutes max?
Yeah, I think so. Just a brief one-on-one chat.
What time is it now? Okay, so 20 minutes. All right, up until 9.
Yeah. You got.
Right. So who? Okay. Okay. Headphones on. Looking good.
We've got a few people here in the waiting room. Who are we going to admit?
You choose first. We got a fair few people, so we probably won't get through everyone.
No.
Surprising amount of people have joined. Who's coming in?
Who's coming in indeed?
This is wild.
This is crazy, isn't it?
Okay. Is everything technically working?
Yeah, I think so. Let's
Okay.
by the way, if you are in the waiting room in Zoom and you can still hear us on the stream, please mute the stream so we don't get some weird feedback. But we'll see see how that works. Okay, admitting.
Who's coming in?
Rob Finch.
Rob Finch. This is pretty risky, isn't it?
It is.
No, please do not swear.
This is.
Oh, we can hear ourselves.
Oh, Rob, if you don't mind muting
Muting the live stream.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay.
All right.
Is that better?
There we go.
That's much better.
Can everybody on YouTube see that, by the way? Can you see us and Rob?
Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can.
we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you. Can you hear
we
us?
can hear you fine.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh no.
No. Okay.
Is that our fault?
It's probably our fault.
Okay, we're going to see what we can do. By
Bear
the way,
with us.
Adam's going to do that.
Oh, it's all gone wrong.
This was.
This is
You're
not
on-
working, is it?
You're on
That-
mute, guys.
We're just fiddling around with the. I don't know if you can hear us, Rob, but we're fiddling with the settings.
This is not working, is it?
Oh, Rob.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. This was a very ambitious plan, anyway. So we can.
Can you hear us now?
I think everyone can hear you, Rob. I think you just can't hear us.
Oh, no. Hey!
Can you hear us? Oh no!
Oh, it's not working, is it?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I think there's some weird feedback going on.
Mouse.
Hello. There's some weird feedback going on. It's,
I'm not sure how this is happening.
I think, Rob, we're going to have to abort this and try someone else.
So sorry.
I'm so sorry. Should we try someone else quickly and just see if it's us or
Yeah,
if it's...
and if it's not and we figure it out, we'll come
Yeah.
back to you. But sorry, Rob.
yeah, we don't want to permanently damage everyone's hearing. We need an exorcism. That's a good comment. Okay. Right. Should we bring in Maria? Who's that?
Yeah, let's bring
Who's that? Okay. Okay, we're going to try it again, everyone. Bear with us. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. One moment.
You
Yay!
can hear us. We can hear you. There's no demonic feedback.
This is good.
This is good.
Oh, that was a shame.
Yeah, sorry about that, Robert. Maria,
Hello.
can you hear us? Is there a delay? We'll see how it is.
Maybe Maria can't hear us either.
How are you? Can you
hear us now?
Okay, 1 second.
No worries.
I think we figured it out. I think it's my own stupidity.
She's just typing.
There's a lag. Okay.
There's a lag. Okay, well, we'll take it really slow.
Okay.
So,
Hi.
hi. First of all,
How are you doing?
We're good, thank you. I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. A little bit
We're getting
stressed,
just
a little
about-
bit fraught with technical difficulties.
Yeah. You're doing great. Don't worry. Everyone loves
you.
it. Everyone's really happy to be here. My name is Morea Corrigan.
Maria,
Nice to
I'm
meet
so
you guys.
sorry.
No, you're fine. It's a super weird name, so don't worry about it.
Morea.
So I had a question, and I also wanted to shout out my best friend Laura Spence, who is also a major fan of the show. She's in the chat, and she's like super excited to be here, but she doesn't love being on Zoom, so
Sure.
she's here in spirit.
Big shout out. So, where are you in the world?
I am in Colorado. I used to live in Edinburgh, which is how Laura and I met, so she's there.
Oh, fantastic.
Cool.
Okay.
What were you doing in Edinburgh?
I studied literature there for like uni, so it was great.
Cool.
Fantastic. So you were there for what, 3-4 years in Edinburgh in the UK?
Yeah,
great.
4
What did
years.
you think? Edinburgh is one of my favourite cities by far.
It's beautiful,
It's amazing
It's
place.
the best place. Yeah, we were just there. My boyfriend and I were visiting Laura, and he was like blown away. Which, you know, I'd love to move back, but you know, U.S. stuff and COVID and all
Sure.
that stuff. So eventually,
Well, Colorado. Did you say no? Where did you say you live?
Colorado. Yeah, Colorado.
Yeah, that's meant to be beautiful as far as I'm aware.
Oh yeah.
It is beautiful. Yeah, it's snowing right now, but like 2 days ago it was like 28 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
so
I love it.
Wow. Okay. That's
just everything. Yeah. So
amazing.
but my question for you guys was
Okay.
what here we go. What story in the second volume are you looking forward to most?
Did you pop that in the chat earlier? I think I saw that fleetingly and
I
it
did.
flew by.
No worries.
I feel like Adam's probably freaking out right now.
I'm totally blind with this. Yeah.
So I take this one?
You go for it. I've got nothing.
I think I don't really. I should have bought. So basically, last week I think I finally got a copy of Volume 2 for the first time. So it was an absolute joy just sort of flicking through the opening few pages, looking at all the story titles. I thought of you. I thought you'd be very excited. I think there's one that's often seems to pop up. It's called The Blue Light. I haven't read it yet, but that's one I keep seeing here and there. So I'm looking forward to that one. Was the question, right? Volume 2. The
Yes.
stories we want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
My
Adrenaline's running
favorite
very high
stories
here at
in
Castle
volume. No, you're good. My favorite story in volume 2 is Hans my Hedgehog. It's
Oh.
freaking brilliant.
That is
So-
one title that's come up.
We've
isn't
heard
it?
of that, yeah.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, in the
without
Hans series.
Oh, so do you think it could be an official addition to the Hans series?
No, absolutely not. It has nothing to do with it. But you guys
Oh,
mentioned
that's
it.
disappointing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be the
sorry.
biggest twist. All along, he was a hedgehog.
Well, you can make that. If you round it in, I'm sure you can connect it somehow.
Oh, I look forward to
So
that.
what? Without spoiling it, what are you excited, or what's so good about that story, especially?
So I've in the past there's this kind of series that Jim Henson made in the 90s, and there's like a Hans my Hedgehog episode. They do like a bunch of Grimm fairy tales in like really short 20-minute episodes. They're really great. So there's like one that's the youth who went forth to learn what fear was, and
Amazing.
then there's one that's like the devil and the three golden hairs, but they call them different things. But one of my favorites in that one is Hans my Hedgehog, and so since I was like, you know, a kid, I've been a big fan of it. It's sort of
fantastic.
kind of a like mix between an adventure story and then there's an element of romance, so it's fun.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
And is Hans he is the hedgehog, or does Hans own a hedgehog?
Well,
Oh, well,
Do you
okay,
want me
sorry.
to
You
tell
can't reveal too
you?
much.
Well,
Wait.
I don't know. We're in a weird position where most of our listeners know more than we do, which is
Yeah.
a bit, maybe a flaw in the podcast.
And
but-
I know even
No,
less.
no, it's
than
not
you.
a flaw.
Okay.
It's a treat to hear you guys being like,
Okay.
oh, what's it going to be about? And then it's like, oh, no. But it's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That is one thing I've missed is looking at a massive list of story titles and just getting to choose.
You're gonna
Because we've been whittling down Volume 1, I sort of haven't done that in a while, but oh, I'm so excited.
Well, there's even more stories in Volume
Yeah.
2, so...
Yeah, and they're also like not the famous ones. So it's like, oh, this one sounds weird and this one sounds even weirder. So
So do you think that might be a good one to open like Series 6 with? Because we need to choose one to start the Volume 2, and there aren't any famous ones, as you say. So Hans my Hedgehog could be a good option.
it might be a good option just because I think it's slightly more famous than some others.
Okay.
And it's not like a super short story. And I don't think that there's anything, like, it depends on the translation, but there's nothing that comes to mind that would like be like, oh, a downer.
Okay, all right.
Okay, that's
So
good.
whatever we
good
choose,
to
it's
hear.
all right. So
I might have forgotten a part, but
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of downer, I'm nervous about the story we've got coming up in a bit, but anyway, that's fine. So how did you find Grim Reading? How did you find the podcasts? And how long have you been listening?
So I found it. I was so I just started a new job and I was super anxious, but I could kind of listen to podcasts at my work. So I was trying to find something that was relaxing, and I was like, oh, I'll go back to fairy tales. They're relaxing and great. And Rumpelstiltskin is one of my favorites from when I was a kid. So it was hilarious that showed up on the top 5 downloads because that's the first one I ever listened to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is great. And so then I listened to all of them, I think it's between May and June of 2021. And then I listened from then on, and I love it. Whenever it comes out, it's always a super big treat. And I set aside a certain amount of time and light candles and listen to the thing before going to bed. It's great.
Oh, wow, that's lovely.
Thank you.
So.
That's lovely.
No,
we still don't know how to deal with this sort of
No,
feedback, but thank you very much.
That's too shallow.
Too much praise.
Too much praise, you can't handle it. That's a good binge though, I think. 1 month you did all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's seriously
That's serious
impressive.
going.
That's dedication.
Well, it's been lovely to talk to you. I think we need to talk to someone else now. But that feels really rude. But it's lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Lovely
thank
to
you for
talk to
coming
you
on.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
It's going to go great. Don't be nervous about the children who played at slaughtering. It's
Oh
fun.
no.
It's gonna be
Okay. All right. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
great. Okay. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Wow. Okay. That was really smooth, and technically everything was fine there. So should we pick?
I think, yeah. Is
we ready
Rob
for-
Finch still there?
Yeah. Should we try Rob again?
I think we should, because
Okay.
I feel like that was my fault
Okay.
that it wasn't working. So let's give it a go.
Okay. Let's try. Oh. Oh
No,
no!
I think-
We're getting the demonic feedback again.
No, I
Rob.
think it's working.
Oh, is it better? Can you hear us? You can hear
You can
us.
hear us. Or is that us wearing away?
Do you wanna?
Is that my laptop?
It might be, but we can definitely hear you. So this should be
Yeah,
alright.
as long as your laptop's not going to blow up.
Guys, find someone else.
No, just
Oh, no.
we want to talk to you, Rob. Do you have
is
a
so
question you
difficult.
could shout at us?
I don't think we want to blow up this computer.
Is it the fan on the computer, Rob? What?
I guess it must be.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No,
No, it's all right. Do you
It's
have
okay.
do you have a question for us?
Oh God, I've forgotten it now.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
I'm next door in Godalming.
Oh, nice.
Me and my kids love listening to you. I'm a massive fan, and I think I just love hearing the stories of like death and St. Peter in that kind of Terry Pratchett-y kind of way.
Yeah.
And I'm desperately trying to think of what my question was now, and all I can think is
It's all right. Don't worry. We get a comment. Janelle says stay. It doesn't sound too bad. So don't worry. We can take our time a little bit.
excellent.
Rob is concerned
Excellent.
for his own safety with the
Yeah.
computer blowing up, but as long as you can cope with that, that's fine.
Someone said foghorn, and then someone responded to that Rob horn. So
Nice.
getting a nickname.
No, I mean, yeah. I hope it's not my bowels. It's probably the blood sausage.
What's your favourite story, Rob? Of the ones we've done.
It has to be Brother Lustig for the whole knapsack trick.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, big fan of Puss in Boots as well. But
Yes. Good answer.
yeah, if you could combine those two somehow, that would be great. I feel like I'm monopolising your time with my terrible technical difficulties and my really poor memory. But you know.
Don't worry. Yeah. No, I agree. The knapsack trick. So that was getting into heaven, wasn't it? So that was. They puts the magic knapsack through the bars of the pearly gates.
Yeah, that's genius.
Was that it?
That's how I'm going to live my life now. That's totally how I'm going to live. I'm waiting for that moment where I can sneak into heaven, having led a very bad life. And I mean, I could ask you what's the worst thing that you've done in your lives that's going to keep you from heaven, but I think that might be a bit too much.
It's a very dark second half to the
Convivial
live stream with this story. Well, Puss in Boots. It's nice. Someone else in the comments said that they love Puss in Boots as well, because I've always been worried that we overscored that one, and maybe it just sort of was okay, but
it absolutely deserves to be a Grimm tale.
Okay, good.
100%.
Yeah, because we did a poll saying, is this a legit Grimm story, even though it's erased, and it was overwhelmingly a million, 100%.
Yeah.
It is a Grimm story. So yeah,
it counts, and
we
it's
can sleep better.
Amazing, yeah.
Knowing that, but also St. Peter. You're a fan of St. Peter as well. I mean, he's one of my favourite side characters.
I mean, only because of his exasperation with Brother Lustig.
Yeah. That was a really good one, actually, Brother Lustig. Enjoyed that one.
It's so human.
So did you say you listen with your kids?
Yeah, in the car.
Oh, that's nice. How old are they?
8 and 14. So
Okay.
it's a broad age range.
Okay. And does the 8-year-old get to hear the certified Grimm tales?
Yeah, she's her parents' evening. Her teacher said to me she's got such a wonderfully dark, creative imagination, which I took as a compliment to you guys, and also a demerit for my parenting.
Not at all. That's
I'd be happy to contribute to that. Yeah.
All right. Has your original question come back to you, Rob?
Absolutely not. No, I've probably drunk one too many glasses of wine for that to be.
That's
my son.
No worries.
Thank you so much.
Stick it in the chat though if it comes back to you. But yeah.
All right.
No worries.
We'll
Thanks
say
for
goodbye.
talking.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Rob. This is the unslick part of
This is the bit where I should be doing it all differently.
Okay, right. Let's get someone else in. I'll pick
Roshin?
Rasheen.
Yeah.
We'll ask how to pronounce the name.
Because that was not slick at all.
Hello. Hello. Can
Hi.
you hear us?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Oh.
You can't see us.
I can see you on TV, which I've just very quickly muted, but there's a delay, so that's quite funny. Oh, I can see you now.
Okay. Excellent.
Hello.
How are you? How do we pronounce your name before we go? Rasheen?
Sorry, yeah, Roisin. It's
Roisin.
another cool name. It's Irish.
No, that's fine. It's a great name. There's Aisling, my friend, in the comments as well. I'm sure she gets that all the time.
Indeed, wonderful time.
So where are you contacting us from?
I am in Bristol. I'm in very rainy Bristol right now.
I used to live in St Paul's in Bristol for a year.
I lived there for a while.
Ah.
I'd like to know what your experience was. It was interesting.
I know. Yeah. I was just off Stokes Croft. I moved there after uni. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed. It was all right. I don't know how your experience was.
No, it's not that bad. There are worse places. I lived basically above quite a pub with quite a reputation. As I moved out of home, but that's a different story for another time.
That's right. Which pub was it? Let's see if I remember.
The Criterion.
Oh, I don't know it. Okay, I'm going to look that up afterwards.
Yeah.
But actually, so where are you now in Bristol? This is a very specific chat, I know. But
yeah, I'm going to triangulate my location. I'm in Redland.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so if you don't know Bristol, it's not central, but it's sort of the north bit, but still quite close to the centre. I work at the museum, and it's a 20-minute walk.
Oh wow! So fantastic, excellent. Okay, so do you have a question for us? A Grimm question.
So I do. My question. I had two questions. One of them has sort of been answered. I wanted to know what story you were most disturbed by and why, but that's kind of come up already, unsurprisingly. My second question was, if you had to abridge a tale, what would it be? What part would you edit and why?
Wow. Oh
Sorry.
Goodness. No. That's a great question, because they are really long, some of them, especially where it goes into like they have to do things 3 times in a row. Okay, let's just get.
That is a good point. I'm sure there's been some stories where I've made that comment where I'm like, okay, let's wrap this up, guys. There was one recently where they kept doing it lots.
Faithful John, maybe.
This is what. Yeah, it could be. It could be. To be honest, I quite enjoyed in The Two Brothers the animals doing their repetitive thing.
Yeah. So the two. Catherine, who's joined us here, who I saw yesterday, who's a friend of ours, she did say to me that she's just been around New Zealand and she listened to The Two Brothers, but she said, to be honest, Matt, I completely lost track of it at some point. And I think that's one. That
Do you think you could bridge that?
An hour and 5 minutes to read that story. So I think you could cut out a large section of that. And I can't quite remember which part. I think the whole bit where the animals take the bit of, or they go and steal some food.
That's what I was
wedding
thinking
table.
of.
I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah.
But that bit, you could probably cut that down.
I think so.
Cinderella, I mean, you loved it, but I was a bit worried that there was kind of, there was a bit of repetition in
going back and
3
times, yeah.
Those are the ones that jump out.
No, that's interesting because like you jumped to like abridging for reasons of length, which makes sense. I was thinking, is there stuff we'd want to actually cut out of the tales for any reason? But I can't think of anything.
Just because it's bad storytelling or highly offensive.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't. Do you have an answer to this?
Minefield.
No, I don't know. There's a few that, like you, repetitive, and I sort of think we could maybe condense it. It makes me think a little bit of The Princess Bride and how that's written as an abridged, even though it's not, and it then just discusses vaguely what happens in a couple of chapters. I wonder what I could do with that and how I would condense it in a kind of sarcastic way. But I don't.
That's amazing.
I'm now blanking. I had an answer for that, but obviously now I can't remember it.
That's been us the whole evening. We're just blanking. Yeah. Don't worry, it's fine. Adam, I don't know if you know The Princess Bride.
I've never seen it. It's that bad.
Well, so I adore the film. Oh, okay, that was a bad look.
I got a bad reaction. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I absolutely love the film. Like I've loved it since I was a kid. I know there's a book, but I've never read it. But it sounds like you know it well.
Recommend it. Okay. Yeah, it's a funny one because when I first started reading it, it says this is an abridged version. It says that in the book. And I was thinking, I kind of wanted to read and then as you read it, you sort of realize, no, that's it. For some reason, he's sort of claimed that it's abridged, but it's not, and he's under a pseudonym. I don't know why. I think it's a bold, creative choice. But he then gets away with not having to explain in great detail lots of things that he maybe couldn't be bothered with.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just a clever sort of literary device, it's also just sort of cheating a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I suppose. I respect it.
Does it have the line, "My name is Inigo Montoya, you killed my father. Prepare to die"?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
It's been a while
certainly
since I read it, but I think it does. His story is delved into. He's such a good character. It really comes from the story.
That's
I
cool.
really recommend it.
Well, I was thinking that for like more film reviews, if we did more like fairy tale films, I guess that and Stardust. No, Stardust, is that the one?
Yeah, Neil Gaiman.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that fairly recently.
Did
first
you?
time. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So now I need to watch The Princess Bride, which I'd love to. Absolutely love to. I just never have.
I think it's an acquired taste. Would you agree with that? The Princess Bride.
I don't know. I think it's delightful and there's something for everyone. But maybe I am being biased because I just am very acquired to it. I don't know. I think if you like the kind of whimsical, just enjoyment of a fantasy that's bonkers, but it knows that it is, and also just Mandy Patinkin just being there.
Definitely.
Personally, I quite enjoy that. It's quite lighthearted. It's good.
It's good and it's hilarious as well. It's if it clicks with you, and it's got.
It seems like one of those films that's like heavily quoted. And you, case in point, you just did it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I think. And it's got. I was shocked recently to learn that it's got I guess becomes president from House of Cards. Claire, is she called? The wife of, the president. She's in The Princess Bride. She's the princess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Princess
But much
Buttercup.
younger. Yeah.
Princess Buttercup. Oh, okay, we need to see this.
Yeah,
film,
okay, we've got to do
definitely.
it.
But in terms of abridged, I can't think of any. And actually, I remember Maria Tatar saying to us when we interviewed her, like, the genius of the Grimm stories is that they are actually quite short compared to like Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah,
or
they
Basile.
tend to be a lot longer.
They are very concise and simple. But the two brothers could be worked on, I think. That's my definite answer to that.
No,
one.
that's good.
Yeah.
Maria has just put something in the chat saying, Adam, I remember you saying that Frederick and Catherine was incredibly painful because it went on and on. That's a great answer. That is a great answer. Although it's less repetitive and more just like hijinks upon hijinks upon hijinks, and you just
could lose a few hijinks.
I think you could cut a few of those.
How long have you? How did you find us? I wanted to ask people how you found the podcast because I don't know how people
Market
discover
research.
us.
I can tell you exactly how. I have been following Ruth Spear for a really long time. I adore her. And when she was doing the artwork that you're wearing, Adam, I found that and thought, oh, I've always loved Grimm stories and dark stories. I mean, the slightly more disturbing ones. And I was also, at the time, and still am, I really struggle sleeping. This might sound really weird, and I didn't know if I was going to say this, but now I have to because I started. I listen to you guys to fall asleep to.
Yeah. No,
and I
get
don't
that a lot.
that sound insulting.
Not at all. We do get it a lot. I'm the
it's
same. I
like-
listen to podcasts every night to go to sleep. So I totally get it.
We've learned to take it as a compliment.
Yeah, it's not that they're not interesting, but I love them, and especially during lockdown, because I've listened to all of them repeatedly, not to sound weird, but I listened to a lot of them over the last couple of years when things have been like particularly stressful to get to sleep, and it's just a routine now, and it's my bit of nice in the day.
Oh, that's
happy to be
lovely.
that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Again, don't know how to take praise.
Don't know how to take praise.
Too
I'm
awkward
so
about
sorry.
it.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll let you off. But what's your favourite story? Is there a go-to one that you go back to, or just one that sticks in your mind?
My favourite of the ones that you've done isn't a Grimm. I love Baba Yaga. I just do. Weirdly, the Bremen Town Players is coming to mind.
Okay.
And I think it's because it's, the whole point is that they have this goal that they're aiming for, and then that just sort of gets forgotten about at the end. I kind of enjoy that as a concept. Yeah.
That is a good point. They totally get sidetracked by the robbers, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about that.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're the Bremen Town, but they at no point do they actually become the town players.
Yeah, they never even go to Bremen.
Called.
Yeah. That's ludicrous. Maybe we could revisit that one. We could do some
happily.
revisits.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. I'd like to go to Bremen because I know that the town is Bremen Town musicians, players crazy.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere. It could be a good T-shirt design as well. Always think about T-shirt designs because you got the little like pyramid of animals.
Oh yeah.
That would
That
be
would be
good as
great.
well. Okay, cool. All right, well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
It's been lovely.
Yeah,
That's
really nice
all
to
right.
meet you too.
Yeah, you too. I think we've probably got time for one more.
Do you think? We've already gone over.
We've
but
gone
let's do
way
it.
over, but I just feel so bad. There's so many people. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roisin.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, we really
I'm really not very
underestimated
slick at
the
this.
time, didn't we? Okay. Well, can I... What have we got in the chat? I think there was a few comments in the chat, actually. Ari, Princess Bride. I think there was a lot of love for that. People listening to us to fall asleep. It's high praise, apparently. And a salve in lockdown. And re-listening. Okay.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do imagine there are certain moments if you're trying to listen to us to fall asleep where we just
go
get
crazy.
very loud.
Yeah, that's not good for falling asleep.
Right, should we have one more?
Yeah.
One more person.
Who
Who should we have?
should we go Brian,
Yep.
let's admit Brian now.
W. Johnson. Oh! Is this the Brian?
Is this the Brian? I think so.
Hello.
Hello. Can you
Can you
hear
hear
us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yay.
Hello, Brian.
Hi, it's good to finally meet you guys.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, you too. So, Brian contacted us a long time ago, and I believe you've got your own podcast.
Yeah, it's been inactive because it's been kind of rough for me a couple years. Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. Well, where are you calling us from, Brian?
Tucson, Arizona.
Excellent. What time is it there right now?
Just after 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Nice.
That's all right. That's all right.
Very hot. This is such a stupid question, but I'm always talking about the weather. Is it really hot? Because that's my impression of Arizona. Very hot.
Yeah. It's not summer yet, so it's not like 120 degrees, but it's spring, so there's pollen everywhere. But you still have to change your shirt and get home.
Lovely.
Excellent. Did you have a question for us, Brian?
Yeah, I'd say what would your favorite Ed Jorgensen and Moe story be?
Oh,
Yeah. So this is your podcast, Brian, right? You
Yeah.
started a podcast on
Yes.
Bjornsen and Moe, the Norwegian Brothers Grimm, essentially, aren't they?
Yes.
So that's really tough because I can't think of anything.
well, obviously,
Yeah.
the first ever Christmas special we did, I picked a Beyonce and Moe story,
Yeah.
Cat on the Doggerfell,
Count on the dog.
and that would probably have to be my pick. That's one of my favourite things we've done on the podcast, is reading that crazy story.
That
So,
was a delight.
given that's the only one I can think of, I think it wins by default, but it's a great one.
I think the other one I can think of is what is it? East of the sun, west of the moon. Is that,
Okay. Yeah.
that's an Bjornsen and Moe one, right? That's
Yeah. It's like Beauty and the Beast.
yeah, it's their
Okay.
sort of Beauty and the Beast. I think it's probably their most famous one. Would you say?
Yeah,
No.
probably.
Maybe. Okay. I
I don't know.
There was one because I did read. I got a copy of their book and I read it like start to finish. And there was one that I remember. I can't remember what it's called though, Brian. It was like, I think a prince or someone goes through like a well into like an alternative dimension, and there's a castle somewhere, and then there's like a giant living in the castle. I can't remember what
Brian
it's
looks
called.
like he doesn't know what you're talking about.
That's not sure about that.
I remember a portal, but that was one of my introductions. Is it where the giant or a prince has to find his brothers?
Something like that. Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
exactly.
The giant with no heart in his body.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I think that was it.
Sounds
yeah.
amazing.
Well, what are your favourite ones?
Yeah.
What would you recommend for us and and everyone else?
Well, my favorite is the Blue Belt, or the Blue Band, depending on the translation.
Right.
It's what I named my podcast after.
Yeah.
And what happens in that one?
I wish this is spoiled.
It's where a boy with a mother who's a widow that abuses him. They stumble upon a castle, and it's strange because the troll kind of seduces the mother, and God, it's been a couple of years
Wow.
since I read this.
The troll seduces the mother. Okay.
Yes.
We're
Incredible.
interested.
It's kind of like a superhero story in a way. It's the blue band is like a belt that gives the Magnus powers, and he uses them to help people. And yeah, God, I'm having a brain fart.
No,
We've been doing that all
honestly,
night.
It's
Don't worry
a
about
long
that.
story. It's a long story.
Okay, but the blue belt it's called.
The blue belt, yeah. East of the sun, west of the moon. I mean, everyone knows Beauty and the Beast, but it's a great variant.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, of course, the giant with no heart in his body.
Yeah.
Those are probably my favorite.
Yeah,
Okay.
this sounds amazing.
Top
Would
recommendations.
you happen to know like roughly how many tales there are, or is that too difficult to answer?
I own a couple of volumes. I'd say like a ballpark figure would be 120 stories.
Oh, right, so a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah,
I
not.
feel like we should do more, like at some point.
should, yeah.
In what capacity, I don't know, but yeah.
And there's definitely a lot that overlap with the Grimms, aren't there? There's a lot of shared folk tales, I suppose, between those countries. What got you into Norwegian folk tales so much, Brian?
Well, I've always been into folk tales, and I think most stories probably should be audible. And I don't know, it's one of those things where I heard these stories elsewhere in different places, and then when I got to be about middle school age, I found a free audiobook of Norwegian folk tales, and I realized all of my favorite folk tales were in this volume by these written or not written, recorded by these two men.
That's cool. So you just they appeal to you then,
Yes.
those ones. That's good. Have you ever been to Norway?
No, I've never left the continent. I'd love to someday.
Yeah, I feel like it's have you been to? I've never been to Norway.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's a very expensive country. So
yeah,
I mean, really expensive.
Yeah,
but
I've heard that.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Where did you go?
I was actually on a cruise, so I did like a few small. I did Bergen was probably the biggest place we did, but then a couple of like smaller places as well.
Did you see all the fjords and all that?
Well, that's it. Sailing down the fjords. Yeah,
wow.
lovely. Yeah, really nice.
Wow, different to Arizona, I imagine.
Yeah, much so.
All right. Well, how did you find us, Brian? As well, how did you find the podcast? And what's your favorite episode as well? If you can.
Well, the funny thing is actually you guys found me.
Oh yeah.
I remember I drew like 4 years ago. I drew this Puss in Boots drawing.
That's right. Yeah.
You guys liked it, and then I don't even like my post because it's an art account. I check it out. I looked at Grim Reading on Spotify, and I think I binged the episodes within a weekend or within a couple of days, and I've been hooked ever since, pretty much.
Oh wow, and you made a piece of art of the Fable stable. I seem to remember as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a few fan arts. Favorite episode?
That is a hard question.
Yeah.
Probably the first Christmas special.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. I'm probably with you there. I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bit for Beyonce and Mo as well. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that definitely helps.
Sense.
I'm sure. All right. Thank you so much, Brian. Do you think we can squeeze someone else?
Do you think we can? Are we pushing it?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Really
Brian.
Nice
to chat to you.
Really nice to meet you. Thanks, Brian.
Do you think we can do one more, or is that nice?
Do you think we've got time?
Right. If we're really quick. Yeah. Who's that? Aisha. Okay, let's go with Aisha. Really quick.
Really quick. Got to be super quick here.
This is. Is Aisha there connecting to audio?
Connecting to audio.
Okay, this is indulgent, isn't it? I think I'm just trying to put off reading a story.
No, you can't keep doing that. Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Yeah, I have kept my video hidden. It's actually midnight here.
Oh, where are you?
It's 2:00 here actually. I'm from India.
Oh, fantastic. Whereabouts in India?
South India, Tamil Nadu. It's a province. I don't know how you say it. Here we call it state. Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you say 2 in the morning?
It's almost 2. It's 1:47
wow,
exactly.
You hero! Thank you for
so
joining.
I'm a very huge fan. Like I was very obsessed with your podcast. Like I binge watched it for not binge heard it for 2 weeks. I finished all the episode, all the 5 years of worth episode. Last year, not now. I kept on listening to it. After that, you guys stopped for a while, so I started to listen to the old post again.
Okay,
right, yeah.
Wow. And have you heard all of them now, or are you still catching up?
And I heard all of them, and I'm listening to it again.
Oh wow!
You guys are very good. I listen
fun.
to it while I work. I'm a seamstress. I put my headset on and I start working. And then after that, I got very obsessed with it. I'll just literally I'll play it and I'll do every work. I'll listen to you guys and I'll do all the rest of my work.
Oh, Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing. Do you have a specific question for us this evening or this
I
morning?
already asked the question.
Okay.
Then you asked the question back to me, like the disappointing one, the story, the famous story that
Oh,
disappointed
yeah.
you.
Well, I can't. What did we say?
For
I can't
me,
remember.
it's more not like famous stories disappointed me. I was so much surprised because all the stories I mostly listened or read were like different. Uh, like the books I read in India, or like I saw most of the Disney movies, they were all like different from what I heard from the Grimm fairy tales. I was very much surprised, not disappointed, but I was disappointed that many good stories were not famous enough. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of famous, like there are a lot of good Grimm stories that are not famous enough. I was like, yeah, this was a very good. Why did people not hype it more than they did all those things? Like the one I got hooked up with your podcast from the youth that went to
Oh, yeah.
experience fear. That
Yeah.
one, I was so much like I enjoyed it a lot. I was listening to it like I think 2 o'clock. I was working at that time too. I was laughing and I was so much enjoying it. And then I kept on listening to you guys after that. No stopping.
That one
It's
definitely
fun.
needs more attention.
It
Then
really does.
I have a daughter. She's 8 years old. She's starting to read now. So I bought a Grimm fairy tale, but not the not the big book, the small one, the illustrated one. And she's starting to read it now. And she asked me more and more stories. Like she's not satisfied with one, so she asked new stories. So I listen to you guys and I tell that to her. She's asleep now.
Oh,
When
that's
you started
lovely.
the podcast, I was listening. Then she wanted to fall asleep. I was packing her, so I disconnected the live. Then I came back like few minutes back. I'm actually very nervous now. Like I'm
No.
talking to you guys.
No, don't be silly. We're totally petrified of this
Oh,
whole
we are.
experience, so
Yes.
don't worry.
Yeah.
We're all
We're on the same
nervous
boat.
too. But it's so lovely to talk to you, and yeah, I'm so glad you found it. How did you find the podcast? So you were looking for specifically for the British Grimm?
I
the
listen to
podcast?
a lot of audiobooks and I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. I don't know how they like Spotify recommended it to me, but I like to listen to stories. So I clicked on it. I first listened to the first chapter, then I like I was not that interested first. I switched. Then I don't know what my heart told me. I went back. Then I switched. Then I went back. The third time I stayed.
Oh wow! Okay.
Which finally won you over the third time, just like a true fairy tale. That's great.
Yeah, that's so true. And is the British
I
Grimm?
have another question.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wrote
go
it
for it.
down, like in case if I forgot. Um, which story you felt like they didn't have a proper ending and it wanted to like continue or something, like if it had a part 2 it would have been nice, like the Rain Fox or the Rooster one, like they had different chapters, right? 3-4 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were so much excited to listen to the rest of the chapters.
Yeah.
So like did you ever felt like that's it, it doesn't
Yeah.
have a different ending? Did you ever felt like that, anyone?
I definitely feel like Adam has said that before. You're like, that's it.
Yeah.
How can that be?
And I'm trying to think. Obviously, I would say that for a short one. So, like,
Can you get the story list up? Are we able to see that? 'Cause
Yeah.
We've got the list of stories here, which might help prompt us.
so,
So one that could have been longer. One that we were like, that's
well,
it.
there's some that could have been longer, like the Fox and the Geese. The Water Nix was very short.
Yeah, that's true. I can't.
It's a good question.
Think.
No, I'm trying to think now.
I know what you mean. It would be
All my
like-
questions make you guys very think a lot.
That's
no,
good.
that's
My
what we
last
want. We want to
question.
think.
It's just it's surprisingly hard to think on the spot. I think.
guess even ones that, like you say, ones that have multiple parts, like we had Chanticleer and Partlet, and we had the Hans saga that we sort of put together. Even
Yeah.
that technically ended with him, we think, being married.
Yeah.
But I want to know more. I want to see what happens there.
Yeah.
So I suppose sometimes we invent the stories. We make them a
overarching
narrative. I could do with more Hans stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I always like the fox story. So yeah, the fox and the wolf and the fox and the cat. I could just loads more Reynard the better for me.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm trying to think because I know
there are a lot of stories like fox stories and Indian fairy tales as well, like the Panchatandra. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
There are a lot of fox stories.
Yeah, we've done
we've done a few, but I can't remember.
We've definitely come across that a few times. In fact, I've always thought that might be a really good one for us to read in the future. Is the Panchatantra. I feel like that's something we could sink our teeth into.
That's a great option.
It's fantastic. And are the Brothers Grimm, are they known in India? Is it common to have a copy of the Grimms, or just through Disney? Is that how
No,
those stories
actually, like in my school days, like I only did high school. Like in my school days, I used to stay like most of the time in the library. I like reading a lot of books, so I know about them a little bit, but not everyone. Not the other people. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I mean,
I was so happy when I discovered your podcast. I was very happy that something I like, I can listen to something I like, because here it is very rare to see people who read a lot. People make fun of me because I read a lot of books. So yeah.
That's great. Well, welcome to the castle. You're very happy to read books in the castle. I think we're going to have to.
Thank you.
I think we're going to have to. We're
move on
so
to the next
over time.
segment.
We're
Yeah,
25
we really
minutes
are.
over time. I'm
Thank you
sorry.
so much for coming on and for staying up so late.
Thank you.
Yes, and maybe if people in the chat could say, is there a story that could be longer?
Worth it. It's worth it staying late. Actually, it was Eid for me yesterday. So it's a treat for me. It's a gift. Eid gift for me. So it's worth it.
I think that's
Thank you.
Thank you. No worries. All right.
Thank
lovely
you.
chatting. Go to sleep.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
So sorry everyone else who was waiting on Zoom, but I think we went well over time there.
We did.
I might have been shouting as well because I can't hear anything with my headphones. So apologies if I've just been shouting.
I think you were at some points. No, you weren't. It's not that bad.
Okay. Wow. That went really well.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was
really nice to speak to people. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the start, but I think we ironed them out by the end. Yeah, I mean, the comments have been coming in thick and fast since we've been talking a whole lot to...
there's a lot going on in
Yeah.
the chat. The only thing...
No, don't worry. So sorry for ruining everyone's evening with my tech part. Absolutely not. I think the issue to start with was us.
Is that Rob?
That is Rob, yeah.
No worries at all. It was fine in the end. It was totally fine.
It worked out.
Honestly, people could hear it, so it was all good.
And I hope your computer doesn't explode.
Right, okay. I think we should probably move on, actually.
I think we should. Are you putting it off still? Because
no,
I think I'm going to have to end the story poll, Matt.
Adam, you end that poll. And it's...
The result is pretty decisive. Now it's gone.
Okay.
20%, that doesn't add up, that's weird. 20% of people voted for the children of famine, but 79% voted for, technically, how some children played at slaughtering.
So...
That's the one we're going to read.
The story we're going to read now.
Yeah.
I'm going to read now. Is...
Yes, you are.
Some children played at slaughtering. Which hopefully will turn out to be a good choice. I'm just reading the comments. There's so many coming in. Pseudo64.
Sorry.
I didn't get to speak, but it was still nice hearing from other Grimm fans. Sorry, we just didn't have time for everyone. Ever Young, I loved it. Morea, was it? Corrigan. So cool to see a bunch of people from all around the world.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. Right, I think it's story time, isn't it?
It is.
Sonny, you got this, Matt. Thank you so much.
People are on your side, Matt. Rooting for you. You got this.
Bring on the slaughter.
It's story time.
Right.
Sit back and relax.
Okay, right. So this is the final
hurdle
of the evening.
Oh yeah, we can take the headphones off. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I should have said. Before we start, I just want to say Adam presented me in the break. I think he was going to do it in the chat.
And I totally forgot.
In the chat? Sorry.
In the live stream.
In the live stream.
Yeah.
With a new Grim Reading mug that he got for me.
Yay. So these are available.
Yeah, this isn't really a plug.
No, it's not. That's not why we're doing it. But they're available to patrons of a certain tier above on our Patreon.
Like a plug now.
It really is. But that's the last time I mention it. But basically, when we first decided to do that merch, we ordered a couple of mugs for ourselves, and we were like, oh, the logo's not that big, and we could put something on the back. So then we changed the design, and that's what's been going out to patrons. But we never got the sort of new improved mug after 5 years. So I thought it's about time we had one each.
So yeah, Adam's bought me basically the good mug.
The good mug.
We've had the bad prototype
Keep
mug
it grim.
for years.
Yeah.
So that was really sweet. That's my 5-year gift, right? I'm guessing. Thank
yes,
you.
it is. It is indeed.
Did not get you anything, but that's
fine.
I think at the start of the stream, Kitty Kong or someone said, you know, who's representing the mugs or something. So we're joining.
That's
you.
us.
We've got your Grim Reading mug.
And tell us how you got the amazing Ruth Spear to do your designs. We should just point out that Ruth Spear,
yes,
amazing artist, is the person we commissioned to design that beautiful Grim Reading artwork.
So we wanted to launch a Patreon and have some merchandise like t-shirts and mugs, and so we thought of contacting artists, and a lot of artists follow us on Instagram. So I think I made a list of all the artists, and then maybe we contacted a bunch that we shortlisted that we thought really would do something that we would sort of represent the podcast well.
Yeah.
And Ruth was like the number one pick.
Clear favourite, yeah.
And she immediately got back to us and said, I'd love to. I like your podcast, I'm a fan. So, I mean, it was an easy choice.
It really was. She's such a hero. I mean, she really is, good friend to the podcast, and I love that design.
Absolutely. I absolutely love the design. It's amazing.
But I can't plug Patreon anymore.
No, and I can't delay this anymore.
It's story time.
Okay.
Oh, also, can Adam read the title?
I was going to get him to do that.
There's
anyway.
no reverb. It's going to sound disappointing without the reverb.
I've still got the mini piano in front of me. I never got rid of it.
It's quite happy there. Do you want to get rid of it?
This is what I was playing the tune on earlier. Adam's cool mini
little keyboard. I want to pull a party popper. Is that okay?
That's okay, yeah. Okay, I think we're getting delirious now, so we need to...
I think we are. And I think I've picked a broken one.
Why don't we do that at the end? Why don't we read the story? Or you can do it when the story finishes.
Okay, fantastic.
That would be exciting. Okay, so Adam, would you like to do the announcement for...
Yes.
This Erased Brothers Grimm story. That's a nice short one that we're going to end our anniversary stream with.
Yeah. So, the title is... Okay. How some children played at slaughtering.
Also,
part one?
Yeah.
Part one. There's multiple parts.
You better believe it.
Oh, I can't wait. Right,
okay,
settle in,
everyone. I hope you've got a cup of tea or a nice drink.
The Prosecco's kicked in, guys. Yeah, like it kicked in a while ago.
This is mad. Okay. So what you guys won't know is that normally before a recording, or when we're recording, it takes me a long time to start the story, and Adam just has to sit there patiently while I psych myself up.
Yeah, but once you jump off the ledge, it's always plain sailing. That's Nick's metaphor.
It's weird that I do that, isn't it? Right.
You can do it.
How some children played at slaughtering, part one. In a city named Franeker, located in West Friesland, some young boys and girls between the ages of 5 and 6 happened to be playing with one another. They chose one boy to play a butcher, another boy was to be a cook, and a third boy was to be a pig.
Oh, okay.
We're not normally sitting next to each other. This is quite
It's a little bit weird. Normally facing each other.
I'll get a little
I'm loving this so far. Where are they from? Friesland?
West Friesland?
West Friesland.
Mm. So, boys and girls are playing a game. One boy's playing the butcher,
cook, pig.
They then selected one girl to be a cook and another girl to be her assistant.
Assistant cook.
The
Okay.
assistant was to catch the blood of the pig in a little bowl so they could make sausages.
Okay.
As agreed, the butcher now fell upon the little boy playing the pig, threw him to the ground, and slit his throat open with a knife.
Oh dear.
While the assistant cook caught the blood in her little bowl.
That's one down.
This one's certified grim.
Oh yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
For extreme violence.
Yeah, so one kid has been viciously murdered. Now, a councilman was walking nearby and saw this wretched act. He immediately took the butcher boy with him and led him into the house of the mayor, who instantly summoned the entire council. They deliberated about this incident and didn't know what to do with the boy, for they realised it had all been part of a children's game. One of the councilmen, so they're like, okay, so a child's been brutally killed.
Murdered. A councilman is walking past, gone to the mayor and said, they've killed a child. And then they're like, well, they're playing a game, so I mean, what are you going to do about it?
Exactly. But, fortunately, one of the councilmen, I'm dreading to read the comments, one of the councilmen, a very wise old man, Adam, advised the chief judge to take a beautiful red apple in one hand and a Rhenish gold coin in the other.
Okay.
Apple in one hand, coin
Apple
in the other.
coin, yeah.
Then he was to call the boy and stretch out his hands to him. If the boy took the apple, he was to be set free. If he took the gold coin, he was to be killed.
Which boy?
The boy who killed the other boy.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The judge took the wise man's advice and the boy grabbed the apple with a laugh.
Oh, which one was that again?
Well, thus he was set free without any punishment. Because if he'd taken the gold coin, he would have been killed. If he took the apple, he would
Did they tell him? Oh, they didn't tell him which would do which.
Just a little test.
Okay.
Now, I need you to read.
Part 2.
Or story 2.
Story 2.
There was once a father who slaughtered a pig.
Yes, there was.
And his children saw that.
I saw that.
In the afternoon, when they began playing, one child said to the other, "You be the little pig and I'll be the butcher." He then took a shiny knife and slit his little brother's throat. Their mother was upstairs in a room bathing another child, and when she heard the cries of her son, she immediately ran downstairs.
Yeah.
Upon seeing what had happened, she took the knife out of her son's throat and was so enraged that she stabbed the heart of the other boy who'd been playing the butcher.
What?
Okay, so
Yeah.
two kids, they're like, let's play butcher, and he killed him. Mum runs downstairs, she's been bathing the little baby, she runs downstairs.
She's got 2 children there, one alive who's just killed the other one one's laying dead. Yeah. She goes, no, take that knife, pop that in you. Yeah, lovely.
Well, then she quickly ran back to the room to tend to her child in the bathtub, but while she'd been gone, he had drowned in the tub.
No.
Now the woman became so frightened and desperate that she wouldn't allow the neighbours to comfort her and finally hung herself.
Whoa, this is bleak. Is this unrelated to part 1?
Yeah. When her husband came back from the fields and saw everything, he became so despondent that he died soon thereafter. The end. I could only apologise.
Weren't kidding that that was grim.
Wow.
What?
So, that's obviously a title that stood out from the very beginning. How Some Children Played at Slaughtering.
It was, and we saw that. That was one that stood out, like you said, from the
Way
beginning.
back.
And I think we were, interested to read that maybe before we realised that it was an erased story.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And what better time to read that story than our 5-year anniversary?
That's so inappropriate. Why did I do that?
So what did you think? What did everybody think of that fun story?
Oh dear.
All right,
Happy
let's have a
5-year
look.
Grimmversary.
Where are we going?
This is why you name characters. Good point.
Okay.
Sausages are made from blood? ? I guess blood sausages.
Wait, are they actually killing a child? Yes. What have we got? It's not a game of imagination.
No, this really
that
happened.
really happened.
Yeah. Not just killing, draining. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nasty.
I mean, he was playing butcher.
Really grim. We get that. Is there a moral to the story? No, there's not a moral to the story. No, I think if memory serves, one story was taken from a source from like the 1500s, and another was from like a Latin source from the 1600s. The second story. I don't really know what the point of that story is, but clearly, so I read Maria Tatar said it's odd how it kind of doesn't fit the mold of a fairy tale, yet the Grimms thought it worthwhile, at least in the first edition, to
But then they
include it.
decided not to subsequently.
Yeah, maybe it's because they did find a few different versions and they thought, oh, this is a story, this is a kind of folk story in a way that resonates, that, you know, they found at least two versions there.
Yeah.
This weird story of just endless killings, or the children killing as
So,
well.
so they didn't remove it from the collection on sort of taste and decency grounds.
I think probably so. Yeah, I think so. I feel like I read somewhere that a critic at the time did point to that story as one of the ones that was particularly violent, because one of the criticisms they got was, this book you've made is inappropriate for children. So from from edition 2 onwards, they toned some of the or removed some of the most unseemly aspects.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. The first version of that story is the test is take the apple or the coin, and because the child took the apple, it doesn't get killed.
Yeah.
Because there's some sort of element of they didn't realise what they were doing, I suppose. It was a game of imagination. Whereas if he took the coin, it's like saying he kind of knew what he was doing. He kind of understands. It was like there's a lack of innocence, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just...
Okay,
with what you're saying, Catherine Oliver saying, thinking about it, the apple and the coin makes sense. A child young enough not to understand the value of money is presumably too young to be held accountable for his actions.
It's a good system for basing your justice, sense of rules of law and order on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Order, apple or coin.
Or just don't give your kids knives, lol, as Christina says.
I mean, that is a very good point. I don't know why they had such free access to really sharp knives.
Kinda a true crime thing, almost. Maria said, I can't. Yeah. Sorry. Maria, I'm so sorry. Oh, no. But good point. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah. In fact, I think I read that as well, that Maria Tatar, again, said these sorts of stories. And the other one, The Children of Famine, they read like news reports of things that happened at the time. And may well have been, to be honest. They may have some basis in truth.
Yeah.
The boy was let off lightly in comparison with Eve. Yeah, good point. I guess the apple symbolically...
Oh yeah, very good point.
Kind of doesn't work in this case. But
in this case, it gets us scot-free.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if these two particular stories were some actual incidents that got passed around by word of mouth. Yeah, absolutely. Studio 64, I think that's what Maria Tatar said as well. My favourite wholesome podcast, Amy.
Yep.
Rob says, moral, something about table manners?
Something table manners. Yeah, if only they had better table manners. Do you think these sources were actually serial killers talking about themselves? I hope not. I really hope not. There's time for the other story. See, people are being very cheeky. They want one more story. But
oh, really?
I don't know. Sad party popper. That was the saddest party popper I've ever pulled, without a doubt.
Could we have the other story instead, please? Oh, that was instead. I don't want this one.
Can we erase what just happened?
The kid is definitely getting grounded. Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, worse.
The kid from part 1. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think, Adam? It's we haven't heard from you.
I'm traumatized.
You're the reaction guy.
I'm really traumatized. The part 1 set the scene. Part 2 was unrelated to part 1, other than the same act was committed, but these are people that don't know each other.
Yeah.
Coincidental that 2 different groups of kids are genuinely playing at slaughtering.
Yeah.
That one took an even bigger turn. I cannot believe what the mum did. I cannot believe it. The child did, and the dad dies heartbroken.
No, you right?
No, I'm really sad now.
I'm so sorry.
So, yeah. What's that? Family of 5 gone.
Family 5 all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, out for the count. I think we're tired. There was another story I was going to add to the poll. Simple Hands.
Yeah.
Another hands story. But it's so good that it's an erased story, but I wanted to save it for another time.
Yeah.
Give it the full treatment, because there's like there's Elay version, Straparola version. So
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
So you've kept it with the shorter stories, but decidedly more grim. That's brought everyone down.
Lucy Hines, I was looking for something to play to my 4-year-old granddaughter on your podcast. I scrolled down a hell of a long way before I found anything suitable.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow, I don't think we got time for the other story.
I don't think we do. We've already massively gone over on the stream.
And amazingly, we haven't lost loads of viewers.
No, amazing. Even after that story. I really enjoyed the story. Thanks for reading that. I really enjoyed that.
That's right. Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Happy Grimmversary.
Grimmversary.
Birthday or whatever. It's all of it.
It's everything.
Yeah.
All at once.
This has been fun, I think.
It's been really fun.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. We were both quite nervous.
Yeah.
To put it mildly. But I think it's been really fun. Everyone's been really communicative in the chat, and that's been great fun. I think we've probably missed about 95% of the messages, so apologies. Yeah. But this has been great. I think Franz has just said, is the Zoom still available? Unfortunately not. That segment is gone.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We're just running out of time.
Yeah, sorry. It's been 2 hours, 40 minutes. So I think we're going to have to draw it to a close. But some people have said do more live streams. So that could be an option.
It could be an option.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many comments coming in.
How many stories are left? Loads.
How many stories are left? Well over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well over 100. Cheers to 5 years. You two are awesome.
Oh, thank
Sonny
you.
Wilson.
So again in another 5 years, potentially.
Absolutely.
Potentially. Here's to volume 2. Honestly, yeah. Volume 2 is going to be great.
You. All right, we'll stop reading.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, we're just
the lovely comments.
Lots of back slapping.
Anyway, one thing I did want to say is, we've got the whole thing. We've got a whole other thing to do.
We've got a whole other thing.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Sorry. Adam, take charge.
Well, okay. So we are reaching the end of the live stream, but before we go, we've got some people that we want to thank. We wanted to. And yes, we have mentioned it before in the stream, but we want to give a proper shout out to our patrons. So if you're listening to this in the future, this live stream will become an audio podcast as well as being available on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to that audio podcast, what we're about to do, and I would encourage you to look up the recording of the live stream anyway, but what we're going to do is bring up a list of our patrons in alphabetical order, and that's going to be scrolling quickly up the screen. I'm tired. And we're going to just give a shout out to those patrons and see if we can keep up. We had a go. We had a practice run.
Yeah.
Apologies if we pronounce anyone's name wrong or give us some sort of anglicised version.
So sorry. It's going to be in alphabetical order as well. So bear with us.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. This is going to be quick.
It's going to be really quick.
Super quick shout outs for our patrons, just to say thank you so much for supporting us.
Yeah.
And that's really helped us
it
make
really
it to
has.
5 years.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we go. I'm ready, Adam.
You ready? Okay.
I'm so ready for this.
Get ready. And we would like to extend a very warm thank you to Amy Doddridge,
Amy Hayton,
Alex Kim,
Anastasia W. Zhang,
Anders Hedegaard,
Andrew Johnson,
Angelica Burton,
Anouk, brackets Nookie,
Anthony Smith,
Ariadne,
Ariane,
Barbara Bath,
Baya B,
Bex Morgan,
Bobby Sullivan,
Caroline Higgins,
Catherine Oliver,
Christian Cree,
Christopher Graham,
Claire Mom,
Clay Caps,
Courtney Lamore,
David
Stowitz,
David Whitley,
Devon Marr,
Elizabeth F. Oliver,
Elspeth Olsen,
Emily
Chan,
Emma Hatner,
Esther Schoon,
Fiona Claire Sanders,
Janelles Martinez,
George Mann,
Hayley Kuntz,
Humble Cannon,
Isabella,
Jackalus Oraculus,
James Blair,
Jenna,
Jennifer Ebisimeu Madar,
Jennifer Palmer,
Jessica M. Candle, PhD.
Joan Stacknick.
Joella Harbison.
Joseph Vasta.
Julia Lamar.
Julie McGraw.
Kate.
Kate
Houston.
Catherine Schrader.
Katie Burfield.
Katie Clausen.
Katie Donadio.
Katie Thornton.
Kyla Stans.
Kaz.
Katie Khan.
Kristen S.
Kylie Reynolds.
Lattery.
Laura Spence.
Laura Walton.
Laurie.
Lev.
Lingophilia.
Laurie Ryan.
Lucy Hines.
Maggie B.
Maya or Maja.
Mangosteen Time.
Marsha Davis.
Matthew Knight.
Medusa.
Meg French.
Michael Dean Jackson.
Moa Kavanstrom.
Morea Corrigan.
Hey,
So
Mytran.
sorry. Natalie Eslick.
Nella.
Niblick_3.
Nick.
Nina Fern.
No time to lose.
NXC.
Oliver Branchflower.
Owen Kerr.
Rachel.
Rachel Tominga.
Robert Finch.
Robin Schultz.
Ruth Spear.
Sadie Labram.
Sarah Neville.
Savannah Myers Gaines.
Sean Colbath.
Shane Rooney.
Sheena Nichols.
Sky Harmon.
Sophia.
Sonia Anderson Lange.
Sonny Mignon.
Star.
Stephanie Bedell.
Steve Kuehl.
Stracciata.
Susanna Angles.
Thelma Ouvre.
Tina Johnston.
Ulrika Cabell.
Wojtek Heckel.
William Gergen.
WJ Hayes.
Weddy Fubs.
And Zia Stump.
Thank you so much to all of those people for our lots of support. So
yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'd also, at risk of being very indulgent, like to do a few other quick thanks to some extra people as well. Mentioned earlier, Ruth Spear, thank you so much for amazing artwork. Lisa Marie, our ever-reliable German language consultant. And the other Rexy Pods as well for their inspiration and the amazing work they do. And to like our family and friends who've put up with us over the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Does sound
thank you
like
very much.
An Oscars speech, doesn't it? I'm just really sorry about that. But yeah, we'll say goodbye now. But we've got one final treat to play us out.
We do. Thank you so much to everyone for coming to this, for sticking around to the end. It's been so much fun. Really enjoyed it. We were a bit stressed, but you guys have been like, you really got involved and it's been really fun. So thank you. And we'll see you again very soon.
And keep it grim.
For goodness sake, whatever you do in the meantime, please keep it grim. And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Creepy forest creature.
Looks like the Cookie Monster. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, that's perfect right there.
Where? Two. Happy with that?
Very cool. You?
Yeah.